Yo, what's going on everybody? Xanthos Vice here, and we are back with some more Punch a Green Raven. I hope you guys had a great day today. Where we last left off, we had actually started the next chapter, chapter 22, Renaissance de Fantastique. I think it's an interesting kind of play here that they're trying to go for with this chapter, because it is true that even if they do like reclaim Earth and the punishing virus ends someday, it's like, how will you be able to build society from the ground up? So I guess it's like kind of being able to restore artifacts or even just pieces of art and media would be at least a big step in like restoring what human civilization could be defined as, at least before all the chaos that ensued. And it's like, at first I didn't really think about it too much, but it's like when you think about like the whole big term of what it really means to take back your planet, it really just kind of like sits in there, and it's like, damn, that actually is pretty thorough. Because yeah, they would still need to be able to at least have some way of easing in back to their normal lives, because just because you're rebuilding stuff, just because you feed people, does not mean that people are just automatically going to be cheerful about everything that's happened, especially with all the bad things that would have happened to many different types of people who were just trying to do their best to survive in this kind of situation. Especially with seeing Isla with like a whole new team, especially since it seems like a pretty meshed together last second kind of team. But I think that's also what's going to be interesting about this too, like seeing it's like, are they really good at just cooperating like overall, or is it maybe like their own agenda's gonna like kick in or something? I don't know. So yeah, I just want to do more of this because, like I said, I anticipate probably 4 streams, 5 streams if I'm doing it like around 3 hours or so. So I just figured might as well do another one today, and I'll see if I have time for tomorrow. If I don't do a stream tomorrow, then it'll just be Tracer Daybreak 2 tomorrow. But if I have time tomorrow, then maybe I will stream. But I wouldn't know what I would, so just don't put your hopes up for tomorrow though. Unlike today where it's like, I was most definitely going to, but tomorrow, not likely. But again, just keep it in the air in case. Oh yeah, we also went through a past battle, the battle with Rigger, but instead of using Alpha, we actually use Isla. And I wonder if that's going to be the theme here, like we're going through all the facts that they know, because clearly this other individual who's here, Cervantes, knows his stuff. Like, he knows a lot about what Babylonia's been through and stuff, but it's like, why does he have this intel? Where did he even get it from? Why is it going to be significant for us to go back and forth with this information? Especially since a good portion of us would already know the details from the reports. Yesterday was the 23rd day since we left Merman's port. According to plan, the Moses-class icebreaker naval left Barentshavet on the 22nd day and entered the border of the Greenland Sea and Norwegian Sea. After periodically ingesting diphenhydramine, Michel's condition of seasickness has improved. The 7th time he's tried to paint on the decks, he persisted for 30 minutes this time, but ultimately had to stop due to the strong wind. In the evening, Captain Fleming caught a cod that weighs 2 pounds and he enjoyed sashimi together with Michel. Daily alcohol consumption is 23% over the doctor's recommended amount. We received the verbal promise we're trying to stop Michel from consuming more, but according to the past 6 months, there was an 89% chance that he won't keep his promise. 1647 UTC, Michel went back to his room to sleep, 21 minutes later than his average sleep time. Good morning, Michel. This is not your usual waking time. Is there an emergency? Of course it's an emergency. We're about to venture into the target sea area. The captain says the weather will be good for the next few days. Everyone's excited. You look very happy, Michel. I was still missing land a few days ago, but now my love is for the sea. Humans are really fickle, aren't we, Card? 3 months ago, you said you would stab your eyes with a pencil if you had to watch another one of the rubbish films by UC Entertainment. 2 weeks later, you secretly went to the premiere of Beyond the Wild by yourself. I think this supports your idea. The main character wasn't that good, but there was a little boy in one of the supporting roles who blew us away with his acting. Wait, but you know I went to watch it. I thought I hid it from you. Different from humans, mechanoids have more ways to obtain information. If the need arises, I can find out everything about you. I guess that's true. You always remember everything. Come, Carl, let's go to the decks. The sun still has not risen above the horizon yet when they push open the cabin doors. What appears in front of them is not pitch black darkness as they near the Arctic Circle, but a faint aurora dancing across the skies before dawn comes. A lot of crewmates are already on the deck. Today is the resting day on the Naval, a whole day of freedom. The Vikings used to think auroras were rays of light reflected from the goddess Valkyrie's armor. They called it God's skirt. Auroras believed to lead the souls of dead warriors to Valhalla, where they would bask in eternal glory. I guess I could kind of see that, because like the way it kind of looks like it's like a piece of cloth fluttering. I never really thought about that. This is an old myth passed down for generations, way before the establishment of the ARU. Even now, a lot of people in the Union still believe it's true. What about you, Carl? What do you think the aurora represents? Mechanoids don't believe in religion, so naturally he doesn't believe there is a palace of the gods up above the auroras. It's merely a reaction brought on by plasma molecules, visual effect caused by the ionization of molecules in the upper atmosphere when solar wind is captured by Earth's magnetic field. No matter how many magnificent or mysterious something is in the eyes of humans, after understanding the mechanics behind it, no longer retains its fascination. I don't know what kind of answer you're expecting, Michelle. You know, this artist has a personality that stands out even in the society he's in. Michelle wouldn't be asking this expecting an explanation of how auroras are formed. That is not really an answer I'm expecting to hear, Carl. I just think that this will be a good fuel for your paintings. You're a creator like me? You want to paint this scene? I'm not sure. As long as I download the relevant learning modules, I can use deep learning to master all drawing techniques, imitate the strokes of all famous painters, even combine these skills to create paintings of auroras no one has ever seen before. Yet just as you disapprove of the mechanoids currently in art, it's not true creating, is it? Imitation and coupling cannot birth new things, but that doesn't mean mechanoids are limited to that. I look forward to the day when mechanoids create real art, but it may be too long of a wait for someone as old as me. Michelle, please don't be so pessimistic about your health situation. You still have a lot you want to do, a lot that you will do. You're even responsible for designing that city. It'll become your greatest work. This may just be the selfishness of an artist. Sometimes I feel that I just don't want to let go of the brush. But thanks to that, I'm still fine to live longer. You're right. There's still things I want to do and will do. Heck, isn't that why we're on this ship in the first place? I'm sure you'll be able to return satisfied from this trip. Look, Carl, something's coming. Pointing at the sea, Michelle suppresses his excitement, whispers to Carl. Carl's eyes do not capture anything abnormal. Like humans, mechanoids do not possess intuition or sixth sense. They don't know what it feels like to have a premonition. He remains silent. His logical circuits cannot comprehend how he got the same conclusion as Michelle, ignoring all the rigid rules of coding. That quiets down as the crewmates all hold their breaths. The hands freeze mid-air while holding their alcohol. The first cry of the world, a huge black and white silhouette jumps out of the water. A humpback whale. Huge waves are stirred up by the whale, splash onto Carl and Michelle. Also, the crewmates on the deck. They cheer enthusiastically, drinking glee, singing sea shanties from the Viking times, celebrating the scene they just witnessed under the auroras of dawn. After the ARU was founded, all whale hunting activity was banned around the world. People devised a new rule. The whales became new nautical guardians. Every time people see a whale, they celebrate to commemorate the encounter. Carl, do you know why whales leap out of water? About that, there's not a definite biological explanation yet. Maybe it's for communication. Or it is a part of their respiration cycle. There are also people who think they get rid of parasites this way. And do you know why humans celebrate it like this? I cannot fully comprehend the psychological reasons behind this action, but I think it may be similar to the feeling when people see the aurora. When did you learn to be ambiguous, Carl? What we see isn't the whale, but ourselves. We think we're observing the world around us, but in truth, we're all merely looking at ourselves. What did you see, Carl? What was it that you saw when the whale burst through the waters? I saw. Recording stopped. The memory data finishes playing. Why is everyone so nervous? We're just worried there may be a construct virus is hidden in there, since it was left behind by the enemy. Oh right, yeah, I forgot. When we got the chip, only one person could read it. I didn't see you guys worrying before when you picked me up to read it. Just as a precaution, that seaweed head mechanoid didn't look like someone who would use dirty tricks. But if something did happen, our reliable commander would have been the first to dive into your mind to save you. What did you see? I felt like it stopped at a very crucial moment. Although I had a feeling, I didn't expect to actually see Michel from when he was still alive. This memory belongs to that mechanoid named Carl, although the name is different. If he is Cervantes, then that would explain how he found the city before humans did. Ah, right, because he would have been acquainted with the creator. If that is true, what happened to him in the past few decades that led to him appearing in front of us like this? Creators like to express themselves through their art. What does Cervantes want to convey? Just because he saw a frightening battle and because he had seen the previous glory to ARU? So he wanted to record down permanently? Do you have an idea, Isla? Nope. Although I currently don't have any ideas. Even though it was just a scene for a memory, and it was seen through someone else's eyes. Huge shadow of the whale blocking the breaking of dawn, people breaking through the ice while singing, heading toward the tip of the world. The ruins of the naval silently stand atop the man-made ice. They may not be replicas at all, but actual pieces of the ocean liner he had been on. The ARU's last line of defense, the centaur galloping on the snowfields. She attacked the white-haired consort countless times and became a dome that sheltered everyone when the cave collapsed. A replica was put here as the last guardian of these images of the past. What he's thinking may be surprisingly simple. What do you mean? It's just a feeling, nothing for sure. A well-planned musical would put its dramatic plot twist in the very end. All views before the end don't hold any water. This museum is Cervantes' art. We have to at least see it in full before jumping to conclusions. It's not only out of respect for the creator. Since he wants something from me who belongs to the WGAA, then I have to respond to him in the same way. Yeah, that is true. Because it's like, it can have many interpretations if we're only using small information, but it won't really get us anywhere. In a pitch black hall, a meticulously decorated knight armor is placed in the center of the room. Under the thick visor of a lifeless armor, light flashes irregularly as it has a consciousness of its own. It continues to emit this incomprehensible white noise, as if it's snoozing beast waiting for someone to open its cage. What the hell is this place? The taciturn consort stands alone at the edge of the tower. He looks down the surrounding buildings, yet his eyes are not looking at anywhere specific. Oh, this is that windmill, isn't it? Because I think I see like the two like propeller blades or whatever on the sides. Even though he gave his own to reconstruct the city, he doesn't care for it at all. In human civilization, there's an emotion called homesick. People develop special feelings for the place where they were raised in. And when they are away from the place, those emotions get amplified. There's a Mechanori assembled and activated this city. I think it makes sense for me to stay here. He's different. I don't understand the art he is obsessed with. Since we're now back at this place after all this time, it means the duty we must fulfill is coming to an end. Why does he still look lost? Look at his figure, and this question sometimes comes up in my memory shell. It shouldn't be something I should worry about. Cervantes, Is something the matter, Dulcinea? Cervantes, you requested for everyone to refrain from going onto the streets for the time being, but some mechanoids are not satisfied by this. As far as I know, a few mechanoids have already snuck out of your designated safe areas to create. I'm not their actual administrator. They have the right to do as they please. Don't worry, I have a backup plan. Now is just not the time for it yet. Once this is over, I'll lead all the mechanoids who are willing away. I don't understand, Cervantes. The church has technology that can make the city undetectable to all humans. Not only for the church, Constellia is a natural habitat for mechanoids. When you left the Church of Machina and came here all those years ago, you spent a few years' time to create an environment suitable for us. Yet now you invite Babylonia here. Why? This city is just a shell. It doesn't represent anything. Mechanoids, however, have infinite time. We can always recreate another city that's exactly the same down in the last pebble. And due to the emergence of the Hetero Tower, it's only a matter of time before humans find this city. On top of that, the Sage Machina is back. There's no reason for us to stay here any longer. Cervantes, you didn't answer my question. Why willingly expose ourselves to the humans of Babylonia? Why retrieve that tragic creation of humans? That thing is a product of human will. It showed me some things I didn't notice before, which is why I kept it. And mostly, how should I put it? All of this is for finding an answer. An answer? I've been to lots of places over the years that witnessed the actions of humans after the outbreak of the PV. The International Space Station, Agdalec, Kowloon, the Underground Cavern to City 75, Pulia Forest Park, Imperia, Lunar Base, the Red Tide. Wait, he's been to all? No, there's no way, right? How would he have even done that? Even though they never united, even though there are conflicts every time, and even though they all have different ideals and goals, for a lot of mechanoids of the church, humans are weak and hopeless, contradicting and incomprehensible. They can always turn a crisis around at crucial moments, creating unexpected miracles. That includes things that cannot be calculated. It includes something that I cannot explain with words. I'm trying to find it, the reason that leads to these results. But all my efforts have ended in failure. Until the Hetero Tower was reversed, I finally confirmed this and accepted it. Since I cannot find the answers as a mechanoid, why not ask the humans who have already had the answers? As mechanoids, we excel in recreation, not discovery. But what makes you think the humans will do as you wish? No, they will. At least that person from the WGAA will. She will prove to me the results of their hard work of many years. I guess it is true, because in the end, based on the, based on the AskNet, humanity was always going to be doomed, right? Like, even though, like, the Everwinter was going to be a threat, the war between mechs and humans were going to be a threat, and even, or still the Everwinter, I don't know, did I already say that? Yeah, it's like, all those things, sure, it was possible for that, but it's like, that wasn't like the predetermined one, but at least this Hetero Tower thing, it seemed like in everyone's eyes, it'd be like practically an impossible goal, or it would take a true once-in-a-lifetime miracle for it to work. So I can understand why he'd be like, even when the Ascendants have found it futile to surmount that kind of a challenge, humanity still persevered and actually jumped over it. Scanning finished. Data model reading complete. Playing the most suitable route. Spooner. This way. Spooner. Nothing. This place is just very impressive. Well, it is a city from the Golden Age, so we're just a part of it will be. It's recreated quite accurately. But you and all are jealous of your senior's achievement as a successor. You really like to hit where it hurts recently. Is this Zero's bad influence? Compared to before, I think my empathetic abilities have increased, so I'm currently testing it. So was I right? I think you should look up what empathetic actually means. But I have to admit that Mechanoid Cervantes really is something else. Only started painting halfway through my life, so I'm nowhere as skilled as him. Tower was responsible for all construction work within the church. That was before you joined. He was one of the earliest Mechanoids to join the church, a magician and hierophant, as his peers. Church of Machina only started to truly form after Arcana found them. In human speech, he is an OG member of the church. So, the sage wants us to bring Cervantes back to the church. Nah. Sage said she needs to gather our scattered comrades for the path she believes in. Other than the tower, there are still Moon, Stars, Justice, and a lot more people for us to find. Together with the new ally Nanami is about to awaken, our expedition is just starting. You mean that Cal Long Mechanoids has been kept in the church for years? I don't know if she's regained consciousness yet or not. She will, and under the Sage's guidance, we will be united. I see. So he's a stray who just left just for his own goals, initially. Okay, I did kind of wonder if we'd see the Church of Machina doing more stuff behind the scenes, and it seems like this is it, right? Again, probably like to get them on the path to joining hands between mechs and humans, because in the end, that is still the underlying issue. Because again, this goes back to another one of those, even if we defeat and get rid of the punishing virus, can we still really say the world will go back to normal, or that we'll finally have peace after all of that? So this is another way of Nanami guaranteeing, like, there is a chance, but I need to have everyone on board. Let's go, to finish the mission she gave us, and to welcome our wandering friend home. And the one from Cal Long, that would be, what's it called? That's Hanyu, right? Because if I remember, Lady Chu was just always doing her own stuff. She wasn't working with anybody, and only with the help of Nanami did she, like, revive from her original form to the Shukra form. You mean those two just now aren't the members of Babylonia you mentioned? Oh, my bad. Wrong person. Listening to his whispers, the wandering looking girl lowers her hand in contemplation, mumbles to herself. Babylonia. Where have I heard that before? And Isla. Did they come for it? Or, since the music is sounding, the curtains have been pulled, it would be rude for the audience to leave halfway, right? Alright. That's Manitas. Alright, so now we're going to the Cal Long part of the story. No matter how many times she's seen Cal Long, she's still stunned by its magnificence every time. Sitting engulfed by rainbow-colored lights, sparks flashing from the numerous buildings, even when it's a mini exhibition version, it's still breathtaking. On the other side, a large ship slowly appears on the projected water. The ship are the shadows of people, levitating lights, and a faint singing voice. That is the Niter. I can't believe Cervantes was able to recreate both Cal Long and the Niter. But this layout, do we have to separate into two groups and visit different exhibition halls? But we're left down the staring at the exhibition hall in front of her, eager to rush in. Trojan still standing there without expressing much interest. On the right, Lena holds onto her bow and nicely cleaning it. Gazing edge wanders over to Trojan to seek out. Lena, is something the matter? No, nothing. So how should we divide up? Any suggestions? The only member, as the one who understands Cervantes the most, is why Seeker asked Isla. Me? Brought back to his senses by Seeker's voice, Isla turns with her hands folded, looks at her teammates who are in different mentalities. According to my understanding of Cal Long and the Niter, Cal Long should be the main route, while the Niter should be the side quest. From the experiences before, I can see that Cervantes put in a lot of thought when we created these exhibitions. He prioritized authenticity. So why don't George and I visit the Kalong exhibition and Sika and Lena can check out the Niter. George has done her best due to frame issues, but she can balance out my inexperience. While Lena has both experience and power, so you can familiarize yourself with Sika. What do you think? I think that's sensible, right, Lena? Yeah, Frank, it's not exactly satisfied with the grouping. On a personal level, she doesn't want a deeper connection with this overly young commandant. Rash, youthful, all talk without action. It's not good with this kind of people. But gaze lingers on Trojan for a second before quickly inverting it. Dated frame for Kurino and a mysterious past. Lena? It's nothing. I don't object. I'll go to the Niter with Commandant. Then it's settled. Ella and Trojan will go to Kalong exhibition while Lena and I investigate the Niter exhibition. And we'll reconvene here. Just a heads up. After confirming the assembly point, Sika and Lena head off to the Niter exhibition. He seems to be explaining something. The two archer giants, uncertain. Are those two really going to be fine? What could possibly happen? What if, like in the exhibition hall before the Mechanoids battle, and the two of them get into an argument? I thought you would suggest for me to pair up with Sika while you buddy up with Lena. I think you're overthinking. We're all on the same team anyway. We have the time to get to know each other, and one day we'll be close enough. So no need to ignore the relationship between those two. Almost over excitedly, Georgia glances over the direction to Sika and Lena once more, while following Isla deeper in the exhibition. Bitch, I didn't even get a time to dodge. What the hell? Damn, this is not good for me. What the hell? Oh, it's got a charge. Okay. I was like, what is this? How come it's like, even when I'm pressing something's happening? Ah, shit. Fuck, let's test this out. Oh, that's what it says. Go with the introduction. Welcome to the Kalong Hall. Here you will find the essence of the art and culture of Kalong. This hall showcases a variety of unique Kalong artifacts, including traditional calligraphy, ancient mythological relics, and traditional music and dance instruments. You can also interact with me to watch traditional Kalong musical and dance performance. Wish you a pleasant experience in this hall. Try the smart service. Unfortunately, I'm unable to perform this due to damaged voice components. Alright, let's try the umbrella dance. You're about to watch the umbrella dance, a martial art dance known for its graceful moves. Enjoy. Not bad. Next, what about the Guzheng performance? Guzheng is a unique classical Kalong musical instrument. Enjoy. Oh, is that like the thing that you like put like a lay down horizontally and then you pluck the strings of it, I think? Because I always wondered what that kind of instrument would be like. Again, I don't know if that's the actual terminology in the game or not, but I was just curious. try the other one. Let's try Pat. Ah, shit. Fucking course. I knew I shouldn't have done it, but I did it anyway.
ドローイングタイム咲き誇りなさいこの色で未来を塗り替える
Good. But let me look around some more. Eight diagram-shaped mirror. It's been regarded as the Feng Shui lucky charm throughout Kalong's long history. The mirror consists of trigrams. The order of E, thunder, S-E, wind, South, fire, Southwest, earth, W, wind, or river, Northwest, and W, heaven, and water, and E, mountain. This one. Pottery. Okay. Not really too specific about anything. Oh, okay, here we go. Black Tortoise Scroll is the god of the north among Kalong's four animal spirits who protects Kalong on its north. Okay, tortoise is the north. Don't know if I had to remember that, but I will just in case. The vermilion bird is the god of south. Okay. Turtle north, bird south. The white tiger scroll, yeah, it would be the west. Then this is the dragon, right? Okay. So what am I supposed to do with this information now? Oh, okay, I think I know what I'm supposed to do. So let me do this. Because they say exit navigation. Oh, okay, here we go. I see. Okay, so I just have to make sure all that's the same. Good. Okay, so bird was south, turtle was north, dragon east, tiger west. Okay, good. At least. Ah, shit! I'm gonna have to remember everything, aren't I? Crap. Okay, so north would be the turtle. Yeah, Phoenix south, dragon east, west, and now water's north, because I think heaven was northwest. Think. Yeah, because I think for the dragon it would respond to be a thunder. I know south is fire, so because kind of like how in the Hidden Leap villain, or like the Will of Fire. Plus fire with Phoenix would also make sense. Let's see. Wait, did I do it? No, okay. Wait, what? Try this again. Oh, I had to do this too. Oh, come on. Great, okay. I'm gonna have to check. Excuse me. How do I know which one is supposed to be? Oh, is it on the, Wait. Maybe it's this. Oh, it is. Okay. Okay, so the north. I just had to remember two of them and I'll get the lines right. Okay. So, if I think about breaking up the lines, north is 212, south is 121. Okay, got it. I also realized I could have seen like how the whole layout was just from that one wheel, but still. Okay, so fire, south, then 121 is this one. Yeah. Nope. There we go. Money. See, I got this. I was wondering that if that line thing was like an extra dial. I wasn't exactly sure. Ah, shit. Here we go. We're recreating the battle between Lucia and Lady Chu 1v1. Shit. This is gonna be a challenge. So I hope with the experience I have now, I'll be able to do better. Ah, shit. Okay, maybe not necessarily. Okay. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Yeah, she's still gonna have 30 health bars like back then. That was my other struggle back then, like staying alive for all of it. There we go. Oh shit, here we go. Plus it was my first time using the Lucia plume ring. Wait, it was plume ring. What was the name of that thing? I don't know. Fortunate because I don't have that thing yet. Okay, there we go. Come on, I got this. Ah, shit. Then again, these fights could also be mellowed out compared to the original fights. Just because it's like, this is side stuff. It's like, I already accomplished this before. Wait, did I regain health? I hope it's not that I actually died without myself noticing. Then I'd be pretty disappointed in myself if I actually had to do it just for this fight compared to everything else I've been through. Does this mean we must defeat Huashu and Chu at the same time? We just get tempo based on the live stats on ours. Oh, they're fighting Huashu on their side. I see. Nah, I won't. Ah, shit. Damn, you're telling me Lisa's taking out one? They're taking out Huashu 1v1? Nice. Oh, right, I'm so confused. They got them to half up too, so I'm gonna have to catch up. Come on, I can do this. Nope. Gotcha. There we go. Alright. Alright, not too bad. The graceful flourish on her tonfas, Georgia dislodges the glaive from Chu's grip, and Isla executes the coup de grace. The sharp blade weaves an elegant dance across the body of Chu, delivering a weighty strike that is potent enough to render her immobilized. When it opens up, to expose the metallic intricacies from that sizzle grapple with electric sparks. As vulnerabilities they bear, she's finally stood to the facade of each she once held. Impressive. Seems like the fight on the other side has ended as well. Visitors, the victory is in your hands now. She can talk. Do you find it peculiar that I possess the ability to engage in conversation? I thought you could only say those preset lines. After all, you made a fair point indeed. I'm a seemingly authentic imposter. In fact, perhaps even worse than that. I'm merely granted a resemblance to the original, for implanted personality that appears plausible. I'm nothing more than a counterfeit, created solely for the purpose of conforming to the impression of this particular exhibition hall. I've never laid eyes upon the real Kowloon. The only genuine connection I have with that place is through the physical materials used in constructing my body. Savantas acquired them from Kowloon in the pursuit of precision and intricate details. But are you aware you are not that Chu? That's not something you would discern right from the start. Initially, I only existed as a mere imitator, as for reenacting a specific piece of history, performing a specific moment repeatedly. However, at some point, I started to have this dream. The dream of a grand metropolis standing proudly by the sea, inhabited by a peaceful and prosperous people, and the Supreme who vows to safeguard her land at any cost. That dream becomes a haunting phantom within my mind, compelling me to question my true identity. So what was the conclusion you drew? Nothing. I'm nothing more than an empty vessel, a decorative stage, that serve as a means rather than a purpose. Just like the dot of color on a canvas, not deserving of any distinct significance. Then why do you... If playing your role is all you want, why are you sharing this with us? You ask me why. Perhaps I simply seek an end to that endless dream. I deliberately introduced a flaw in this flawless facsimile. And only in this way am I able to pose a question of who I truly am. A question that has haunted me for a long time, remains unanswered till this day. If you have ever been to the Rio Kowloon, please tell me, what is the present life like for the people of Kowloon? Does the city still revel in the splendor it once enjoyed during the Golden Age? Is the Queen named Chu truly a wise leader? What kind of future awaits Kowloon under her guidance? I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I'm in a position to give you answers. However, I know quite a few individuals from Kowloon, and from their perspective, it seems that Kowloon is progressing in the direction anticipated. There were, are, and will be countless hindrances and adversities on that path, but the people of Kowloon never speak of giving up, not even once. That's all I can tell you. I see. And that would suffice. Congratulations, visitors. I hope you can provide the answer that gentleman seeks. I smile at you, accepts her arm, and places a data chip in Anna's hand. Close her eyes. A solemn moment accompanied by the sound of termination of the sounding vessels is delivered. Sadly, Ayla accepts the object that Chu bestows upon her in the final moments of her existence. Another fragment of Cervantes' memory data. May I be the one to read it this time too? Of course. Interesting. So I guess it could be like a the initial version of like what they did regarding like our current Lucia being reconstructed with like the data of the original Lucia who became Alpha, but just not as advanced as that. At least I would think. I know it's not the best description, but it's the only thing I can really think of. Mr. Carl, may I know where Michelle is? I'll be strolling around Kowloon today. No need to look for me. From Michelle. Verifying original schedule. Private meeting with leader Kowloon. Confirming. Level 2 emergency confirmed. Initiating search for solutions. Conflict unable to activate corresponding measures due to limited operational range. Switch to emergency behavior mode. I regret to inform you that Michelle is currently unavailable. It appears that he embarked on a sightseeing excursion within Kowloon early this morning. I take responsibility for not confirming the schedule with Michelle in advance. Lady Chu, if this has resulted in any inconvenience or caused you any distress, I will personally discuss the matter with Michelle to arrange appropriate compensation. Nay, would be unnecessary. This wasn't seen as an official meeting anyway. No diplomatic affairs involved. Furthermore, it was the views and culture of Kowloon that enticed Michelle. As the leader of the city, I consider you a source of delight and honor. Thank you for your generosity, Lady Chu. However, that I have some rare free time away from my responsibilities, would feel rather lonely to spend it all by myself. I'd planned to discuss with Michelle on topics pertaining to art and culture. I presume you, as his assistant, have also been influenced by his expertise? I'm merely a mechanoid assisting Michelle in trivial tasks in his life. I do not possess much understanding of human art. Is that so? Interestingly, one of my family members holds a completely opposite opinion. He believes that mechanoids possess insights that run even deeper than those of humans. How about considering it as helping your master accompany his host for a casual conversation? I am delighted to be of service. Doesn't understand why Chu insists on inviting him for a talk. Given the present circumstances, he finds no reason to decline. Accompanied by Chu, he strolls through the winding alleys, making his way toward the restricted complex located at the heart of the city. Chu leads him to a towering structure, his viewing deck offering a breathtaking panoramic view of the entire Kowloon. Welcome to the Kowloon Sky Deck. For over a millennium, the Astroverse Bureau of Kowloon has diligently observed the stars here, shaping the very foundations of our calendars. I enjoy spending my leisure time here. The tranquility makes it an ideal place for deep thinking and meeting close friends. You can also see the entire Kowloon from up here. As Carl follows Chu's gaze forward, he's greeted by the sign of the city expanding like a chessboard. The streets adorned with paper lanterns and festoons to celebrate the upcoming New Year. Even in the daylight, you can imagine the awe-inspiring night view that will unfold after the sun sets. Observing the bustling streets, Carl makes an attempt to search for Michelle among the crowds. The idea quickly dissipates, abandoned with a fleeting moment. You've talked a lot to me along the way. From what I see, you are far from boring as you initially claimed. I'm simply echoing what I heard from Michelle. However, I'm glad to have had the opportunity to provide you with entertainment, Lady Chu. He's a talented theorist as well as a man of action. Constructing a city that emulates the splendor of the Golden Age is seen as an impossible mission by many. In his pursuit of completing this project, Michel's embarked on numerous journeys, exploring various locations and leaving no stone unturned. Do you believe he can complete it? I always do. This is the first time that you clearly stated your opinion on something, because Michel is always confident. Gazing calmly at Kowloon below, Carl beholds the magnificent city that exudes both vibrancy and grandeur. Yet the vision Michel holds within his heart surpasses even this spectacle, and it's hard to comprehend why many view his goal as nothing more than an artist's futile dream. Li Chu, may I ask you a question? Please go ahead. Could you tell me, what does the city mean to Kowloon? This is a rather intricate subject, and I'm afraid a few words are far from enough to draw a definitive conclusion. What if you had to conclude it with a few words? Testament. It serves as a testament to Kowloon's existence. As long as the city stands, it instills hope within our people for the future of Kowloon. The city of Kowloon was erected millennia ago, upheld by the sturdy pillars of our civilization. Throughout the ages, we have continuously added bricks and tiles to it, leaving behind tangible traces of our existence in this world. Villiers, you're back from the Science Council? Why didn't you notify me ahead? Why would I report to you about my whereabouts? So you can arrange a grand reception and have everyone line up to give me a warm welcome. I simply don't see the point in staying there any longer, especially since the current stage of Gustav's development has ended. I can achieve better work efficiency in my own studio here, though I find it disappointing that Kowloon hasn't changed a bit. Still as noisy and irritating as ever. Just when I thought I'd finally found a place to escape from that dreadful chaos, you showed up here with a mechanoid. Unbelievable. Is it really that surprising to you that I'm conversing with a mechanoid, Villiers? I have zero interest in whom you are talking with. It's just... As an entirely rational creation, how do you manage to make such a joke-like question? I don't understand what you mean. Cities are mere conglomerations of foul human connections, distorted byproducts that arise during the progression of inherently flawed human civilization. Extravagant facade is but a fleeting shadow in nature, crafted from vanity and designed to deceive the gullible. As a mechanoid who measures the world using numbers, how is it that you fail to perceive the true nature of the city through your calculations? I'm afraid the calculations required to ascertain that theory demand an arithmetic module, far more advanced than the one built within me. Forget it then. It would be utterly absurd for me to expect an antiquated piece with an outdated model to meet my ideal standards. Villiers, suppose you succeed in constructing your ideal creation. How can you be certain that it will arrive at the same conclusion as you? But you also find yourself disappointed if its calculations were to defy your expectations. That's a meaningless sophistry. Still, Villiers' opinion is not entirely unjust. There are far more things hidden underneath Kalong's ostentatious facade. If that's true, why do you advocate for a superior societal model to replace the existing one? It's only natural for mechanoids to seek the replacement of the old with something new, I presume. In reality, there isn't a particularly intricate reason for not doing so, or rather we don't require one. We simply made the choice to become what we are today. So this was like before the PV stuff, right? Because that's when Villiers was still helping work on Gestalt at the time. Okay, that was interesting. Moonlit Nyan the Deniper. That mechanoid called Servant has actually visited Kalong and met the real Lady Chu. Considering there are 2 exhibition halls dedicated to Kalong, it is likely that he also visited the Nider after the outbreak of the punishing virus. Then I think about the Arctic Hall and the unexplored ones awaiting ahead of us. He may even have traversed around the entire world. Well, I guess like they say, an artist needs inspiration. So he probably would have actually traveled that far to actually get that inspiration. He seems to have a strong obsession with a particular thing. Indeed, his actions such as returning to Constellia, building these exhibitions, and all the other endeavors he's undertaken toward us, are likely driven by a specific intention. While there is currently no direct evidence, it is possible that his motivation is related to the person he served, Michel Vasari, the designer of Constellia. Michel, he was from the WGAA, right? Shouldn't you guys have more knowledge about him than anyone else? I suppose you could say that, but there are widely known rumors of Michel not seeing eye to eye with the former WGAA leader. Although he didn't formally resign from the association, he chose not to actively participate in most of its affairs, resulting in limited records about him. I guess, no, because, yeah, I mean, a huge organization like that, not everyone's gonna be, like, tied into, like, the same ideas, and I guess it would explain why he always had so much free time to always just go around other places and draw new ideas from. Plus, again, it's like they say, you can't really understand the beauty of something unless you see it with your own eyes. Furthermore, the Constellia project was always shrouded in utmost secrecy, so Michel's whereabouts during his later years remained a mystery to most members. Following the outbreak of the punishing virus, our association experienced a devastating loss of documents related to the Golden Age. Meanwhile, numerous members were unable to board Babylonia, leaving us even fewer clues. Chairman Allen may have some inside information. Unfortunately, our current circumstances prevent us from contacting him now. But I wonder why, right? Because why would members of the WGAA have not been able to make it to Babylonia? Is it just that they weren't able to survive until, like, they had the Great Evacuation? Or were they only prioritizing specific people and they didn't think, like, they could only focus on a specific number or the significance of some members of the WGAA to climb aboard Babylonia? I mean, I'm not saying that's what the current chairman is thinking about, but at least that's the only thing I can think of as to why, especially considering it's to maintain human civilization, right? Or the concept of civilization. We intended to delve deeper into the matter, but at the time, my attention was diverted to another pressing concern. With such limited information available, anyone would have overlooked it. 3 days ago, I could never have imagined I would find myself on a mission within an art museum. That's true. I had imagined that we might come across a horde of malevolent robots who seized control of the city, operating towering machines larger than themselves and engaging in daily turf wars. Or the city would unfold as a colossal mechanical citadel, concealing a subterranean zero-point anti-gravity engine capable of transforming it into a fully armed floating fortress upon activation. Were you going to alter the entire world's settings? Or these new ideas for your manga? If anomalies like the Hetero Tower can occur in this world, why should giant robots and floating cities be considered implausible? I mean, she's not wrong. They have, they actually do have a member in, the church who is actually a giant robot. And floating city, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've dealt with a couple of floating cities already. Even if they were to exist, you think we would be able to handle the situation by ourselves? Well, at least we could cheer for the heroes who step forward, right? I would work on a big set of paintings and name it something like Epic Encounter, Grey Raven vs. the Great Airborne Fortress, or New Strike Hawk Saga, Operation Meteorite. So the idea of handling it by yourself is not even in your consideration? I'm a painter. What else do you expect from a painter other than creating artwork? I don't even know where to start my criticism. First to the hall, where they had just completed the challenge, Island Trojan proceeded toward a corridor leading to another Kalong hall. Upon entering, they're greeted by the sight of two exhausted figures leaning against the wall side by side, as much as two dolls running out of power. You're already here. Great work, guys. Zig and Lena remained silent. To be precise, their exhaustion has rendered them unable to provide any response. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Huazhu was way more difficult than Lady Chu. Huazhu had a lot of surprises in their boss fight. So, I don't blame him. Especially since it's Zika would only be the backup, or just a supporter role, and at least it would be taking them on 1v1. Shut your mouth and let me rest a bit longer. Even their argument lacks its usual vigor. After about 15 minutes, Zika and Lena finally struggle up from the ground. We both don't appear injured. We're drained so much of you. She's the one who physically drained. As for me, think of it as mental damage. She ran outside the safe range I marked for her every single time we engaged with enemies. You were rushing recklessly ahead of me a few times, and the strategy she proposed all could potentially cost her own life. With our battle power split into halves, if we didn't deploy or employ bolder approaches, our combat would become a drag and impede their progress. Why can't you trust me more? Regardless of the circumstances, I'm still an FOS graduate with actual field experience. Trust? You expect me to blindly trust you after just meeting you? Are you that naive to believe that you can trust your life to a construct whose name you just learned? How the heck do they depict the relationship between constructs and commandant of OS? Like a big happy family, or what? A commandant's role is to dish out orders, not to cozy up for a buddy-buddy relationship. Relying on the assumption of blind trust for your strategy is a major screw-up right from the start. Don't you know about all the messed up situations that happen because people put too much trust in combat strategies? Ignoring possible risk just because you got lucky a couple of times? Surefire way to end up in a total mess. Lena's rapid-fire interrogations leave Zika dumbfounded, causing her to struggle to respond. Her attempts to argue back almost instinctively, but were noticeably weak in demeanor. But it shouldn't be like that. There were squads like Grey Raven, the one led by Xanthos, Kowloon, Pulia Forest Park, the Hetero Tower. They've set so many examples. We may spend our entire life in pursuit of an elusive answer. We can't define the true value of our struggles and efforts. But here we are, so eagerly anticipating the arrival of each new day. Because humans never walk alone. I can never made this far relying on my own strength. My teammates, my instructor, my comrades, they're the sole reason I stand here today. Your father was one of the first soldiers who chose to become a construct during the post-pandemic age, ordering the title of a hero in Babylonia. However, no one expected that his daughter would desire to follow in his footsteps. Unfortunately, it appears that your Tantalum 193 affinity doesn't reach the required level. We're unable to transform you into a construct as you hoped. Perhaps you can consider aiming to become a commandant instead. This way, you can still contribute significantly to humanity. Your assault warfare against City 74 concluded as a resounding success, with the Grey Raven squad once again playing a crucial role. Grey Raven. How to earn constructs' trust? Why would you want to do that? constructs are items, tools, or measures employed to achieve victories. You're not supposed to play the friendship game with them. Are you seriously gonna feel sorry for broken tools? Having too much empathy never makes a good commander. Just look at the Suzaku squad. Exhibit A. We all know what happened to that commander and his teammates. By the way, don't even utter a single word about Grey Raven in front of me. You see this scar? This is the proof of what they did to me. You dare say you want to become commander like that? Get out of my sight immediately.
Trust you? I have neither the interest nor the time to invest in building a relationship with someone who's still wearing a diaper. I was wondering about the deal with the FOS chief. Turned out we're here to babysit of all things.
Just stay behind us in every battle. It'll save us a lot of trouble and give you more experience. At least your profile can look prettier.
Let me be straight here. You will not become the second Chrome or the second Xanthos. From what I've seen of your talent, potential, and performance, it seems highly unlikely for that to happen.
I just want to become someone like them. The person I look up to. I just want to think their approach is the correct one.
Nina had a good point there. We've only known each other for a few days. I've also been taught not to leave my back exposed to others unless there's absolutely no other option. Not to mention, being a human made of flesh, you should definitely be more mindful of these things on the surface.
Isla, do you agree with them too? I indeed sort of sense a tsundere side of Lena. She does have a certain independent nature, like a cat accustomed to living alone. She'll not easily show you her belly and ask for pats just because you gave her a few treats. Don't compare me to a cat like that. I'm just teaching her the most basic knowledge that every task force member should have. Look, you're the captain, and you've been to the surface countless times. You should know whether what I'm saying is true or not. I don't think Sika's opinion is entirely off base. I've been staying tuned in to the Grey Raven Commandant's actions myself. There's some valid points to consider. However, we are not Grey Raven, are we? We're a squad that's in a league of our own, you know? How should I put this? It's like our members had these complicated backgrounds, and the path we're about to venture on is no walk in the park. The future of the squad is still uncertain, no doubt about it. But amidst all the uncertainty, it's crucial for you to have a clear understanding of what needs to be done to guide Iris Warbler towards its destined path. After all, you are the commander of Iris Warbler.
Yeah. Because true, it is different. Grey Ravens had experience for a while. They've climbed and surpassed many hurdles, many difficult trials along the way to reach that point. Same with Chrome. Each individual has had their own complicated past, and they've had to overcome their own shadows of the past. But this group has just started. You can't just immediately become a squad like them. Trojan leans against a street lamp, quietly adjusting the personal terminal on her arm. Bitter colors of light, her cyan hair exudes a chilly luminescence. Gaze remains fixated on the screen on her terminal. Their flare of encounter seekers too exhausted to continue. Trojan Island's weapons also need maintenance. Damaged during the battle against June, the squad settles on a suspension of exploration and retreats to the street outside, following Lena's suggestion to camp there for the night. Despite having already checked the surroundings, the squad decides to maintain a watchful stance and take turns keeping guard. Trojan volunteers for her first shift. And the city proves to be livelier than anticipated. The lights emanating from the towering buildings flicker irregularly, revealing a three-dimensional matrix of codes, through which mechanoids exchange information or delve into the realm of the art they seek to explore. The colossal windmill standing in the center emits a captivating blue glow. Even Trojan to ponder how the city's nocturnal vista would unfold if she were to witness it from her vantage point. Perhaps atop the windmill's pinnacle stands the mechanoid named Cervantes, gazing intently back in Trojan's direction.
Cervantes. There's still some time left until the next shift. Having trouble falling asleep? A little bit. I'm thinking about the mechanoids in this city. The dynamic between Cervantes and Michel also seems very captivating. And... Don't worry about it. It's something unrelated to our mission, unnecessary to bring up now. I thought you agreed with Sika on the importance of absolute honesty among comrades. Are you keeping a secret from your own teammate right now? Just like you, I have my own little secret. You're eager to uncover it. Give it your all to win my affection. But considering the complexity of our mission this time, we better concentrate our efforts on the exploration of the art museum for now. I can't help but feel a tad uneasy about Cervantes' memory data, or what Basil mentioned regarding people from Babylonia. You're always so upbeat, and I thought these things wouldn't bother you at all. And what about you? You always seem lost in thought with a solemn expression while gazing into the distance. Are you going to let worries and troubles consume your mind? Well, it's not like I'm never bothered, but I just find that things feel better when approached with a positive mindset. Is this how you view our squad? Absolutely. It's my first time being part of the task force for a surface mission. I'm not over with the excitement yet. Moreover, don't you think everyone on our squad has so much untapped potential? Sure, those battles before were tough, but we all pulled through in the end. Same goes for you, Trojan. Oh, we haven't properly celebrated our flawless teamwork back in the Kalong Hall. Give me a high five.
I resent that. Alex sent her arm. Her hand with a beaming smile waiting for Trojan.
Do I really have to? Just to give you a heads up, I'm pretty much on the same page as Lena. Last time I heard the word comrade was way back in my teenage days. Flipped through a picture book during the Golden Age. It's true that we may not become comrades, or rather it's just not possible for most people in the world to become comrades. It's already a miracle of miracles to encounter a close friend whom you can trust with your life. And even if you did find such a person, there's no guarantee they'll stick around forever. However, even if we can't become comrades, we're still teammates, aren't we? We may have completely different motives and intentions, but at least we're working toward the same goal. That's good enough. I don't know if I should call you carefree or persistent. Persistent without a doubt. I'm so incredibly intrigued by your past and Lena's too. I don't know why, but something tells me that I'll find a wonderful story inspiration from that. Generally speaking, aren't you supposed to say some cheesy lines to help me work through my emotional baggage and leave my past shadows behind? I can give it a shot if that's what you're looking for, but I must admit that my expertise doesn't lie in that particular area. The Grey Raven Commander is likely an expert in that regard. You might have a better chance with that person. The Grey Raven Commandant, a truly unique presence even in the task force. Stop the invasions of the PV and thwart the Ascendant's plans more times than I can count. Retrieve crucial data for researching Omega weapons, played a pivotal role in the lunar base incident, gambled everything they had to save a teammate, Imperia, who was destined to be sacrificed. I wouldn't be surprised if anyone deems that person the savior of Babylonia. It's too unrealistic to stop someone from admiring such a remarkable individual, isn't it?
On the second floor of the building where the squad stations, a live figure opens the window and gracefully leaps inside, but with the nimbleness of a cat making nary a sound.
There's no denying that Grey Ravens brought a sense of hope, but it's impossible to replicate that hope. Hope that cannot be replicated will eventually turn to a toxic influence, leading people to lose their grip on reality. Just as that commandant reached Imperia's side, the construct station on the surface initiated mass defection all at once. Do you have any idea that during the infection how many commandants were betrayed by constructs? How many constructs were unjustly disposed of due to the baseless allegations made by their commandants?
So that's why she's actually feeling like this more. Because, I mean, I can't see the problem, because it will make it harder for both sides. Because, again, the constructs are facing punishment even as though, like, they have a voice too, right? But in the end, yeah, it's like, they're leaving the commandants all alone. It's making them, like, doubt their capabilities. Like, did they do anything wrong? Did they not do what they should have done? Or did they even really try to understand their teammates or something like that? So, especially since it seems like she also did have to hunt down a lot of them, so it's like she's probably heard a lot of different stories.
The higher-ups made the choice to sweep the whole thing under the rug by singing praises of the Imperial miracle. How can you expect someone who personally witnessed the mass defection to buy into such nonsense? So that's why you said those things to Sika. It would only be better for her commanding career if she corrects her foolish misconception while she still can, rather than going through it firsthand and later regretting it. Actually, if it truly occurred, she might not even have the chance to feel regret. It seems like you're hinting at something else. You have been watching me since nightfall, haven't you? To be more precise, since the very beginning. This is a squad established by the WGAA. Having a consort with a Colonel background on board says a lot. Don't you agree? Look, there's no need to dwell on something that happened ages ago. I've been faithfully serving the task force all these years. And just so you know, my inclusion in the squad is the stamp of approval from General Wells himself. Lee and Grey Raven, Vera and Cerberus, and even Commander Nicola. They all have a Colonel background. Are you planning to scrutinize each of their positions?
Yeah, because that's the other thing too. It's like, even with the current past, they have made tremendous strides and have contributed a lot. Vera with helping Babylonia get the information from Dr. Lustrous over at Atlantis, Lee with the Spiral of Kronos, and again Commander Nicola when he decided to actually listen to what the commandant had to say at certain times and even make certain moves even though they were considered risky, like deploying Nolan and such.
Then what's the deal with your service records being totally blank? What went down with your previous squad that made them wipe out all the related data? And that's not something you need to worry about. How about you spill the beans on your experience quitting Caribou first?
Oh, she quit Caribou? I thought it was that they didn't have anyone else left. But a Caribou need to change. In the midst of their intense confrontation, Alice stealthily takes out her notebook and pencil. Gaze becomes unwavering as it poised to jot down every detail, fully engrossed in observing Leda and Trojan.
What are you doing? No, please don't mind me at all and carry on. I just don't want to miss any juicy bits. Are you two gonna keep on exposing each other's deepest, darkest secrets from the past? Or are you gonna grab your weapons and face off? Am I getting in the way here? Should I take a step back and give more space? Or maybe you want me to play judge? Honestly, I'm cool with whatever.
Rather than diffusing the tension, Isla appears to be stoking the flames. Her excitement reminiscent of a reporter on the verge of witnessing a sensational event.
As our captain, shouldn't you step in and prevent this impending clash? You know, say something heartfelt, ease the tension, and act like nothing ever went down. I know, but to let things unfold in a more captivating way, I'll do my best to resist the urge and see where it leads you. You're not going to let up until you get an answer out of me, huh? We got bigger fish to fry, don't we?
Because Isla has no intention of making peace, Jojo resigns herself to the situation.
Alright, but just remember, this is a warning. When our mission ends, I'm going back to check on the commandant. Let me know when your shift is over. That almost had me breaking a real sweat. So what's the verdict? Is the relationship between your teammates even worse than you thought? But you seem pretty chill about it all. How do you brace yourself for the worst, huh? Before our squad was put together, I got a heads up from Chairman Allen that things could get a bit messy. But like I said, no matter where we come from, nothing can alter the fact that we're a team. Trojan, you're here because Aris Warbler can help you achieve something, right? Causes and convictions don't just magically come to life on their own. It's through actions that they leave their mark on reality. Whatever shape or form it assumes, I hope Iris Warbler can become something that holds profound meaning and value. Even if it veers off in the path everyone expects. Even if it's branded as a failure down the road. I won't look back with any regrets for the efforts I poured into it.
The moon softly illuminates a dim room through the window, casts a soft glow that accentuates a small badge. In a secluded corner of the building, Sika sits with her head bowed, gaze fixed upon the tough and cold proof cradle on her palm. Next to a silver FOS symbol, the bottom of the badge bears the SL, the initials of her name. To this day, the memory still vaguely lingers at the audience's glances when she received this badge, symbolizing the prestigious title achieved during her graduation ceremony. Those glances were filled with envy, jealousy, despise, disbelief, even shades of sarcasm and contempt. Deep down inside, she's acutely aware of her own unworthiness for that honor, truth that resonates within her more profoundly than anyone else could comprehend. Even so, she still wants to. You're requesting a transfer out of this squad. Yes, sir. 3 of us all agree that Aphrodite doesn't hold much promise for the future, even if we chose to stay. Applications have already been submitted by commandants seeking personnel reinforcements for their squads. Considering the circumstances, I believe the General Staff has no grounds to reject our transfer.
Our cooperation with the commandant didn't go that well. She's took to adapt to our combat style.
If I remember correctly, she sent you to escort the engineering force to Conservation Area 27 during the Hetero Tower mission. However, instead of promptly contacting her after completing the task, you opted to proceed independently. Can you give me an explanation? During that period, the surface communications were severed. And it wasn't just our squad that experienced the loss of contact with teammates. As per military protocol, conscripts are granted the authority to make certain decisions in situations where they lose contact with their commandants. However, the investigation conducted by the Communications Center reveals that your transponders were operational. The commandant had been making efforts to request your coordinates.
No, yeah, true, I forgot. It was like, they should have been able to answer, but no one answered. It's not that it was like cut off completely, that I think about it.
It's just the General Staff is well aware of the intense electromagnetic interference that occurred during that period. General, are you insinuating that we intentionally disregarded a communication request from the commandant? That's not what I said. I just want to make it clear that your commandant's utmost concern had always been your safety until the very end, and nothing else. Your transfer applications have been approved. It was the initial intention of the General Staff.
I've always been... What should I do now? What do I want to become?
Sika firmly clutches the badge, resolute in her quest to bury the past, tucks it away in her waist pocket. The Night Watch. Oh, playing as Hikma this time.
Multiple hostile signals detected. Executing combat measures.
Having brought down his final adversary with a resounding stomp, Spooner pivots around only to behold a scattered landscape of machine parts. Rendered lifeless, each piece lies on cleaved in perfect halves. Testament to the surgical precision of Hikma's scythe. As the battle subsides, Spooner approaches Hikma, gesturing to signify the absence of any further hostile activity. With a resigned expression, he scratches his hand, reflecting a blend of relief and fatigue. Boy, this Cervantes dude, he's a real troublemaker. I mean, sure, the guy can build all the fancy art museums he wants. What's the deal with all these combat machines he's got?
These machines lack the capacity for thought and learning. They can only carry out basic commands and move accordingly. What's more, some of them are even designed to resemble corrupted and hetero creatures. Based on what I observed in this place, it appears that these machines are specifically designed to help recreate certain symbolic localities.
Almost all of them show signs of human activities. Even this city right here. It's like you really got a deep liking for humanity. Know what I mean?
I've gathered some information about Cervantes from Xavier and Trailblazer. It turns out that during the Golden Age, he served as a private assistant to a renowned human artist. They had a shared history for over a decade. It seems that this city holds deep connection to that human.
That human had such a strong impact on him?
During the Golden Age, humans embarked on an ambitious endeavor known as the Machine Consciousness Test Project. An experiment aimed at awakening a genuine soul within a machine. I was created as the administrative AI for this project. It was during that same period that I had the fortuitous encounter with Nanami, our esteemed sage. Over time and through the process of gradual progression, she reached the culmination of her awakening journey and emerged as the very first awakened mechanoid.
You're trying to say
Cervantes, too, was among the subjects involved in this experiment. His entire existence alongside that artist was part of an undertaking aimed at observing the influence of art on the awakening of machine consciousness.
However, only the experiment involving Sage was successful.
That's correct. But Mother, Arcana once told me this. For mechanoids, the awakening marks merely the beginning of their journey. Self-consciousness cannot be deduced solely through data analysis. It's rather akin to a new birth, accompanied by both anguish and bewilderment. As our self-conscious awakes, The paradoxical nature of reality begins to reveal its fangs. We discover ourselves no longer inhabiting a self-contained world governed by logical coherence alone. The weight of memories from the past can often burden our thoughts, as we struggle to find answers to the questions that linger within us. Following the awakening, a significant number of mechanoids even opted for the path of self-destruction. This occurrence served as one of the initial catalysts for the establishment of the church, and sought to mitigate such incidents from happening. So Cervantes was another project like them, specifically. I see. Now I can kind of see why it's like he wouldn't be an ascendant necessarily, and also wouldn't be a transcendent. He's one of the first mechanoids who joined the church. Has he also been dealing with the so-called psychological problems? In essence, it can be said that all mechanoids experience varying degrees of psychological challenges. This is precisely the focus of Hierophant's endeavors, isn't it? So, if his mental state isn't improved, can we actually expect to convince him to come back to the church? Even if we meet him face to face? Hey, don't tell me that question never crossed your mind. Ever since he left, the position at Tower has remained empty, because the church collectively acknowledges that there's simply no one better suited for the role than Cervantes. If he can perceive the summoning of Sage, he should be able to grasp our intention as well. Interesting. Yeah, because from what I remember, they have changed members at certain times. Like, if one of them was down for the count or just decided to leave, they put someone else there. But Cervantes, he's needed specifically for that role. Fascinating. I guess, again, to kind of help with the evolution of mechanoids, with his love of art and such. If he can perceive the summoning of Sage, he should be able to grasp our intention as well. Regardless, we must make the utmost effort first. Faint smile on the door of your face, Hackman is ready to lead the exhibition on the company of Spooner and continue their expedition in the depths of the museum. However, an abrupt change overtakes her countenance. Hackman swiftly interrupts Spooner's movement, activating the stealth module on a full of footsteps. My senses have picked up activity from living entities. From the biological signals registered, appears to be a group of constructs. Constructs? Could they be from Babylonia? They somehow gotten the scoop on this city too? Switch on your tracking mode, Spooner. Let's make our way toward their vicinity first. Of course. Why am I not surprised? Of course it would be Kurano. They're always trying to get the jump on Babylonia when it comes to something new. Nah, that explains it. Sword 4. How's the Haki on the main system coming along? Sword 9. Can you hold your horses and give me a break? These encryption methods are completely new to me. If it were anyone else, I bet they'd spend a good 3 days just trying to find a loophole in the firewall. Both the teams of Cups and Wands have come up empty-handed on their missions, and the fledglings are already in motion. If we can't locate the cargo that the boss is after, we're gonna be in a world of trouble. Sword 7. Location of the fledglings. They've left Exhibition Area D. They're making their way toward Area F. We must continue to narrow down a search area, or we'll inevitably cross paths with them. This art museum is becoming a real pain. Who would have thought that some mechanoids would cause us such a headache? The Pentacles are currently tackling the firewall in Area H. It won't be long before we gain full security access to this museum. If they hadn't triggered the alarm from the start, we could have had even more progress. I'll say it once more, this mission has to be a success. If the task force gets their hands on the subject before us, it'll take much more than finding a few scapegoats to get out of this mess. Oh, are they trying to find Cervantes too? Sword 4, don't forget to throw a wrench into the works once we gain system access. Best to put an end to the fledglings right here and now. But that squad still has... This is the latest order from the higher-ups. We need to ensure we erase all trace and leave no evidence behind. Losing a squad during a surface mission is just part of the job, isn't it? Damn. Data filtering complete. Identity analysis concluded. Babylonia. Special Construct Force of Kurano. Codenamed Swords. Looks like some rats managed to sneak into Cervantes' backyard garden.
Shall we do some cleaning for him?
Spooner, watch over there. They've kidnapped 2 mechanoid residents from the city.
Oh, the one that Basil was looking for. Damn it, what'd they do to him? Sword 7. Those 2 weird machines been behaving themselves. Their systems crash after we deploy a logic virus. Shall I proceed with disposing of them?
Let's leave them be for now.
Seems that some of the higher ups are also studying mechanoids that display unique behavioral patterns. Once the hacking is finished, we'll extract their memory shells and bring them back as experimental materials. Is it Kurno trying to, like, once again try to find a new way of human or a new form of evolution for humans? But it's like, since they can't do it the ascendant way anymore, they're trying to cheap out and go for, like, the mechanoid way?
Hikuma, what's the plan now? Lock onto the hostile signals away from my command. Let's devise combat strategies while prioritizing the rescue of our own people.
What are these constructs doing here?
The priority now is to rescue our kin. We need to finish everything before they hack in. They're hacking into the museum's security system. This is in line with our information.
Who are you? Warning, 2 battle mechanoids sighted.
We can't dodge them, better finish this fast.
Is there something we can use on them?
If the reinforcements were summoned by them, we should be able to find some ID cards.
Let's see. Sword Squad called for tech support. Document data. Or data document A found in area H. In the process of hacking the security system. 2 minutes later, command received. Head to the area. We eliminated all the mechanoids in the hall. Short on hands. We managed to get any combat construct to come with me. So now, we've eliminated all the mechanoids. No need to worry about safety. According to the rules, if we can't decipher it before 16, we'll have to give it up and destroy the evidence. Can't let the task force and the fledglings notice our actions. Right, let's check tactical pocket A. Nice. And we'll check pocket B too. Tracking device remote control. Okay. Alright, works for me. Maybe we can use this remote control. But I'm not sure if it will also affect us. I'll leave it to you to come up with a plan, Hikuma.
From what we know, there's an entire squad inside trying to hack the system. If we confront them directly, they may summon more reinforcements. This control platform is also connected to the power source of the hall. We can use it to block Kurno's signals. Perhaps we can control their cracking device remotely to unleash a pulse. One of us must operate the device continuously. There's also a risk of failure.
No problem. I'll stay here to use the remote while you wait for me in the hall. I need to face them alone if my hacking fails. Oh, I was about to say.
High-performance combat mode activated. Objective: eliminate all enemies before the shield or the signal shielding ends.
想定外の事故発生再開設損傷率が限界値を超えます高出力作戦回路アクティベートシンクロ率上昇攻撃想定 外の事故発生再解析高出力作戦回路アクティベート体損傷率限界値突破早く逃げて指揮官想定外の事故発生再解析
The battle is over. If you investigate this place to see if there's more useful info, I'll go check our fellow mechanoids. Oh, so that's why she was glowing. Experiment base, created by unidentified. The subject was lost. Code is confirmed for test subject, but she team dispatched to her location of recycling. Invade city and recycle test subject. In case of any mechanoid who stands in the way, refer to attachment 1. Mechanoid device to control it. Sword squad called for tech support. Okay, now here we go. The reach is under attack, call for support. Click to send a message. Try again. Okay. That was those commands. Oh, I missed one. Which one did I miss? Oh, this guy. Huge city constructed in late Golden Age, part of the identity reconstructor is still unknown, confirmed as an abnormal mechanoid. That's all I can find. How are the mechanoids spooning? Level of virus contamination is not too high. I reject their cleansing program. You should be fine after a while. Ah, shit. Oh, okay, good. I thought I was gonna have to fight it again. I want to see how much have I got through since. Wow, okay, I've almost done 25% again. I've done it in less time than I did yesterday. Cool. The ambassadors. Sorry I'm late. Nicola burst into the room with a messy stack of documents in his hand. Experience bearing the marks of relentless onslaught, battle deployments. Wells, what's the status of Iris Warbler's mission? As scheduled, they reached Constellia 2 days ago. Currently should be conducting investigations in the central area of the city. Have we received any progress reports or visual data from them? Unfortunately, the signal interference within the city remains significant, making it difficult for them to establish stable remote communication with us at the moment. However, the commandant's mind beacon is within range of our near-Earth radar. Signal remains strong and stable. Based on that, we can assume that they're following the plan and making steady progress for now. Okay. We just received reports from Grey Raven and Egret, and both squads have finished their recon missions earlier than expected. Estimated they'll be ready for new battle deployments in 3 days. We can send them as reinforcements if necessary. Commandant Nicola, you seem particularly invested in this mission. Despite being a recently formed squad, Iris Warbler, including some member whom you are familiar with, this is simply an investigation mission. I fail to see why it would be necessary to deploy 2 additional elite squads there. I think I can empathize with Commander Nicola's concern, as we both have some special personal memories related to Constellia. Chairman Allen, what makes you say that? Allen? Well, I guess there's nothing to hide about the old days anymore. Looks like you know a lot about it. Why don't you spill the beans and explain it to him? I wouldn't say I'm an expert or anything. I just happened to cross paths with Michelle a few times when I was younger. Michelle Vasari, the designer of Constellia, also a former WGAA member during the Golden Age. That's why you're adamant about assigning Isla's squad to investigate Constellia, right? Indeed. While Iris Warbler might not be the best choice if our sole focus is on efficiency, I still want to have someone from the WGAA to lead this mission. Please see to it as my way of showing respect for Michelle's legacy. Let's cut to the chase, Alan. I assume both you and Nicola have more insights to share about Constellia than the rest of us. Alright. I'll try and make it short. That era may seem like a distant memory now, but several decades ago, human civilization was undeniably basking in the glory of its most extraordinary days. Energy production was optimized. AI machines liberated humanity from labor, and the world government replaced nations. Our civilization achieved unprecedented progress, surpassing the Renaissance and the Industrial Revolution. We were even ready to turn our gaze to the stars. Just as the pyramids of ancient Egypt, the Parthenon in Athens, and the Basilica of Santa Maria del Fiore stand as enduring monuments, it was only natural for the people of the Golden Age to desire a symbol of their own, a testament to the magnificence of their era. Regarding the form, numerous theories emerged, yet all converging toward a single answer: Constellia, a megalopolis jointly invested in by the four largest economic entities worldwide: Kowloon, Agdalec, the ARU, and the Transatlantic Economic Community. Oh, I see. Because it's like, even if he was a member of the WGAA, how would he have been able to meet Lady Chu? But I see, because they had already been partners at that time, so it was like he already had the connections to get to actually have an audience with her. Because like with the ARU, it's like that's one thing, but it's not like we actually saw him like physically talk with Rick or anything. But at least with Kowloon, now that explains that part. However, it wasn't long before the outbreak of the PV. The construction of Constellia was still in its early confidential stage, leaving everyone unaware of its eventual location or how it would unfold. Many secrets and memories have been buried along with that era, and the WGAA is acutely aware of this more than anyone else. For most, Constellia is shrouded in ambiguity, evoking a sense of skepticism akin to the doubt cast upon the existence of the fabled lost island of Atlantis, as recounted in Plato's dialogues. This encompasses nearly all the information obtainable through conventional means. Indeed, even Babylonia's database holds only scarce records about it. If we hadn't uncovered the city, there would have been no way to confirm the accuracy of that data. That was just the result of deliberate manipulation. While it appeared that the four major economic entities were co-investors in the city, there was in fact a mastermind orchestrating it all. At this point, I think the answer should be abundantly clear to everyone. Kurano. They're the mastermind behind the construction of Constellia. Talking about the monument, the glory, those are just a bunch of nonsense meant to play with people's heads. The true intent behind Constellia was to serve as an expansion barn for Kurano, facilitating the transfer and absorption of underground capital. It was presented as a cutting-edge technological metropolis to lure substantial investments and financial activities. Their objective was to identify additional plutocrats and organizations for collaboration and lay the foundation for a base at the negotiation table for the ambitious Project Winter. Oh, I see. That's why it's dangerous. It goes back to that again. That whole Project Winter. Damn. It always has to go back to that, doesn't it? And again, it makes sense because even with some of the information they had from the moon base, there still wouldn't be really enough to say that, like, yeah, Kurano had been, like, this deep and, like, they've altered all of that information and done this many injustices. Because, again, it's not really that they're even really being charged for so much of, like, their crimes or anything. So, like, this would be really bad, especially with Cervantes. Because the fact that he knew Michelle, it would mean that he also knew a good deal of the information about this place. And I guess whether he actually knows that truth or not doesn't matter to Kurano. It's just like any chance of our plans regarding Project Winter being exposed to the public, we'd lose everything. That's probably what it is. And I guess as a bonus, if they knew of his existence as a or not as a construct, but as a mechanoid, similar to that of like Nanami and Haikuma, it would also present them another chance to like reattempt the same project that they had done with Luna and trying to become ascendant, or at least, like I said, a next stage of evolution for humans. I see. So the city itself was meant to serve as a smokescreen for Project Winter. With the onset of the punishing virus, this scheme should have been thwarted long ago. Ah. That's why. That's why it literally looked like a metropolis outside, but it's like, it never did anything. There's no special machines. There's nothing like crazy like a large hadron collider. There's no 0-point reactor. There's literally nothing that shows like, yeah, it's a symbol of the future. But that's why it would be like a memorial of Kurano on the outside, and then the dark secret in the depths. Exactly. They wiped out most of the data as if it had never happened. Yeah, and because they already had a good amount of control in their position in the world government, they were able to get rid of that data. Until someone secretly took control of Constellia's construction, intentionally unveiled its existence to us. You think Kurano has a chance to get involved in this situation? I can't say for sure, but honestly, I don't think Kurano has the muscle right now to deal with the Golden Age's aftermath. But knowing Kurano, I can't quite imagine them sitting this one out. Chairman Allen, were you aware of all this information when you insisted on assigning the mission to Iris Warbler? General Wells, I have faith in Eyeliner Squad. For Kurano, Constellia might be nothing more than a means to fulfill their ambition. But from my point of view, it also embodies the will of the WGAA. Even though I'm not a believer in spiritualism, I still hold the belief that every lock can only be opened with a unique key. And Iris Warbler is the key this time. Wells, don't you think this could be an opportunity for us? You mean? I propose the establishment of Iris Warbler because I've held the belief that it could present us with a new opening. The Golden Age is a colossal sunken wreck, and the WGAA has been committed to salvaging it. However, our intent isn't just to place its remains in a museum for mere admiration. We aim to restore it. We want it to transform into an art that guides humanity toward the future. Hal is undoubtedly the least experienced of the youngest among the four present, not even involved with the military field. However, his voice exudes unwavering composure and faith. Since things aren't clear yet, where we should send additional elite squads to Constellia or not is still up for debate. At the very least, we should wait to see the surface report for the Iris Warbler commandant first. It's nothing, just a notification from my private terminal, but I thought I already had it set to silent mode. Sorry, let me quickly take a look. We would send a private email to him at this hour. After a few seconds of hesitation, Wells activates the virtual screen. Unknown sender and address, evidently. Someone sent this email by hacking into his private channel. Oh, that must have been what Trojan was doing, right? Said the General Staff well holds the same security clearance as Hassan and Nicola. As the Vice Chair of the highest level of protection. The sender must be a skilled hacker capable of breaching the highest level military security protocol. It's highly likely to be someone from Babylonia. After a brief perusal of the email, a stern expression crosses Wells' face. What's wrong, Wells? He doesn't provide an immediate response, so he closes his eyes and with his left hand touches something inside his chest pocket. Then casts a gaze at Alan, pondering the need to request him to leave. However, he ultimately returns his attention to Hassan and Nicola, seemingly having concluded that it's important for the chairman of the WGAA to be informed about the situation. President Hassan, Commander Nicola, allow me to forward the email I just received to the both of you. While I can't vouch for the information's authenticity, I believe it's imperative for you to review it as well. Also, regarding Iris Warbler's mission, we should have one more discussion. Not long ago, in the corridor near the engineering force's base, a disheveled man in a flamboyant Hawaiian shirt and flip-flops saunters carelessly. Faced by curious glances from the engineering force crew, occasionally peers into the plan as though searching for someone. That is until a Comstock walking his direction comes to a halt upon recognizing him. Aloha, Karenina. How have you been? You're Norman? I remember your teddies. Oh, you remember me. Fantastic. The mighty sister mentioned her big brother to the engineering force. You mean that good-for-nothing, sloppy, annoying idiot with horrific fashion taste? She mentioned? Then yeah, she did. Christina's still the same with her sharp tongue. Seems like she's been in a good mood lately, which saved me some time to worry about her. So what's the young master of the Norman Mining Corps doing in these parts? Well, there's a collaboration between the Corps and their engineering force. So the old geezer sent their errand boy to check things out.
I see. Thought you came for Teddy. Alright, feel free to have a look around. We've been busy fixing up stuff in Babylonia. It's all pretty much in shipshape now. But I can't say for sure what's next. There's something big's popped up on the surface, so we might have to send some folks over there.
You mean that place called Constellia? Rumors are surely flying around. A city from the Golden Age. And a bit of reconstruction, it could make for a decent base, I reckon. Is that good news for you, engineering force, folks?
It's still up in the air. Some colossal monster might just drop in unannounced. At this point, it's almost routine.
Guess only the man upstairs knows what's coming next.
I still got stuff on my plate. Gotta run first. Oh, by the way, Teddy should be in the production workshop in the 3rd development department right about now. Just giving you a heads up in case you want to pay her a visit.
But I doubt she's thrilled to see me, though. Arrives at a conference room near the engineering force, greeted by the in-use sign at the door. Norman. Well, look who's here. Mr. Norman. The last time we bumped into each other was at the lunar base, huh? Oops, my bad. I didn't realize someone was in here. Just needed a spot for a quick breather. The military's got a few things in the works with the engineering force, so Rebecca and I dropped by to see how it's going. Man, what a bunch of trivial errands. And the boredom is killing me. Mr. Norman, how about we grab a cup of tea and catch up a bit? I don't see any reason to turn down your friendly offer, Mr. Collins.
Collins, cut the act. Is Norman the guest you mentioned earlier?
Why the long face, Rebecca? Every visitor is a guest here. It's fate that brought Mr. Norman to us.
Let me remind you up front, the bogus CCTV footage and meeting record will only buy you roughly an hour. Or roughly half an hour. So better not squander all that precious time on pointless chit-chat.
Well, the lovely lady says so, Mr. Norman. Seems our little get-together won't be a lengthy one this time around.
Sure. I was planning to pay my sister a visit before the engineering force wraps up for the day anyway.
What are you talking about, Miss Christina Norman? She's truly lucky to have a caring brother like you. It's a shame she doesn't see all the effort and sacrifice that you made to give her some freedom from the family's control. Collins, I don't want to hear anything about Christina here.
I've brought what you want.
Retrieves a small electronic terminal from his pocket and slides it across the table towards Collins.
What is this?
Even though it's not my usual business, this thing has piqued my interest since a while ago. You're really keen on knowing, considering one of the perks of Project Winter's fruit basket.
Project Winter? Isn't that just experiments about ascendance?
That's just what our outsiders think. Project Winter is the core of Kurano. Even I can't get a full view of it.
Oh, wait, I always thought he was the head of Kurano. I guess he's just one of their top people, but just not the top. Mind Fusion Detachable Modular Technology. Experiment ID W014. I can't say exactly how long it's been going on, but 5 years, at least. Mind Fusion. Sounds like something cooked up by mad scientists, right? I don't have all the details, but the word is they're aiming to create a biological weapon that can form a unique connection with constructs. So this biological weapon is meant to beef up a construct's defense against the punishing virus. But you know, the Science Council's already churned up those new frames that are totally immune to the virus. Must have been a real struggle for the folks working on that project, I imagine.
This tech might not be a little outdated in terms of functionality, but it's a treasure trove of knowledge because it's all about mind research.
Humanity's way behind when it comes to understanding the mind compared to the Enver device. Figuring out the mind sequence has been a tough nut for Babylonia to crack. Yeah, because again, it's like the Enver device is still only something that what's it called?
Dominic would actually know.
Enver device, mind. Just how obsessed Kurano is with all these.
You know, Colonel is made up a bunch of crazy folks. No, I mean, they're idealists aiming to push the limits of human knowledge. They're always brimming with ideas and ready to make them happen. Heck, even this absurd project managed to attract funding, and that says a lot about the organization. So does that mean the Norman Mining Corps has ties to Colonel and have always beyond just a lunar base? Just a few here and there. You can never guess who these wealthy bored folks get in bed with, you know? The Corps sponsored a surface laboratory base of Kurano. I don't have access to much data, but as a token of goodwill, I think it should suffice. Norman, so your partnership with List went sour. How should I put this? He basically crossed lines he shouldn't have. Plus that lunar base situation turned into a real mess, so that's pretty much useless to me now. That's why I'm here, bringing my bargaining chip to scout for a new partner. Mr. Collins strikes me as a reliable, sophisticated gentleman. Mr. Norman, looks like you are quite terrible at reading the situation. Honestly, I don't have many cards left to play after losing Luna. Otherwise, I would never have let the Science Council snatch that Inver device project from me. You've chosen quite a lousy partner at a really lousy time. That's exactly why I picked you, Collins. Oh? Only a mad dog with nothing to lose bites. Without restraint. And someone who's been through hell will stop at nothing to reclaim what's theirs. We're both reckless gamblers. Wouldn't you like to spice things up and go all in before losing everything? I have to admit, you've quite a sense for this. I had a hunch about you. It seems my instincts are right on the money. Leonardo Norman, we're cut from the same cloth, you and I. Since the gas has been poured, and you've brought me the torch, only a fool would know what to do next. So what's your plan? I've actually got some insider info on that experiment sponsored by the Norman Mining Corps. During the Hetero Tower incident, one of those ascendants slipped in when everything went haywire at the lab. Well, as you can guess, everything inside got wiped out, researchers and all. All killed by an ascendant, so the experiment failed. On the contrary, it was a real winner. But here's the kicker. The test subject managed to bust out of the place during the ascendant's attack. So now, Corona's got to round up a crew to track down this runaway project. Oh. It had a construct. It had an ascendant in there? I guess because in the end someone would have had to kept it going. It probably just can't run by itself. Thanks to that, I managed to scoop up some juicy info. And you won't believe how small this world is. That test subject turned out to be an old acquaintance of mine from way back. Never thought you'd become like this, though. An old acquaintance of yours. Let's not dive into the nitty-gritty of those heart-wrenching old days right now. What matters is that Kurano was on the hunt for that runaway test subject. And I just so happen to know where he is. How you think of nabbing that test subject before Kurano does? I doubt a refined gentleman like Mr. Collins would willingly become their cat's paw. My dear Mr. Norman, even though we haven't known each other for long, it feels like we've already become kindred spirits. That test subject is like a firework ready to explode at any moment. We're going to make it shine as brightly and spectacularly as possible. We can't keep all that dazzling view to ourselves, can we? At least everyone at Babylonia should get a piece of it. If the military catches wind of the test subject, the Parliament will be all over Kurano. Even Norman Mining Corps won't be able to dodge the bullet. That's right. Only those crazy Kurano folks are ruthless enough to run such a twisted experiment on a living being. Once their dirty secrets are out, you can bet the Parliament will serve them up a dose of justice. And that's exactly what we want to see. Gardening is all about trimming the excess branches to help the plant thrive. After all these years of working with my Nicky boy and Hassan, I know better than anyone how sharp these two scissors can get. How do you plan on spreading this information? Don't worry, there are plenty of gossip mongers out there, and I happen to know a reliable one. Once everything's said, let's see our friendly rivals react while waiting for the fireworks to bloom. So that's gotta be it, right? He is the one who gave Trojan that and was able to send a message to Commander Wells because he was in a position like that back then. But I guess he's also trying to clear up Kurano so then he can take the spot back again. Purifying Force Training Room, Babylonia. At the daily routine, there's only one consort left in the empty training hall, tirelessly practicing his sword swings. What the heck is this? I've never seen this person before. Isarius, you're still here? Because I must get stronger. You've become more and more obsessed with this since the Red Tide incident. Forget about what I said. I think I can understand why you're feeling this way. Is there something you need from me, Captain? There's a mission for you, Isarius. The Command Center has assigned a top classified mission to the Purifying Force, specifically naming you as the Executor. What's it about? I'm in the dark about that as well. My role is simply to follow the procedure and relay the information to you. Specifics are above my clearance level. I see. That type of mission, huh? A last-minute mission assigned to a specific member of the Purifying Force? And even the Purifying Force captain has no access to the details? Typically a measure taken when certain military high-ups need to accomplish something unconventional outside the bounds of formal procedures. Younger's always wanted to eliminate these off-the-books orders, which could be seen as breaches of protocol. However, this tradition persists due to complexities within military ranks. You know you have every right to turn it down, Isarius. That's fine. I'll take it. Mission is a mission, regardless of who it comes from, what's it for. Since they assigned me on the mission, the target must be pretty tough to deal with. It leaves me no reason to run away. Another hunt all over again. What the fuck? 0%. Ah, great. I bet it's like I'm gonna hit a to be continued part, then go here, a to be continued part, then here, then a to be continued part, and then here. Great. Wait, how far am I? 40. What a 1%, bitch. Fine. Let's hope I can get some more. Crazy how it started with a mission of just new recruits and then it moves later. It's a Constellia Theater. The next play is... Oh boy, I don't like this. Oh, okay, I had to look at these first. Okay. Or not. Okay. Oh, no, I had to stand here. I see. Kowloon. Yeah. I know this already. The screen will take us to the Kowloon Hall. Then we explore here. Oh, I see. This is how I move around other places. What's the first one? ARU? Oh, okay, so then these are the other two places. What's this one? What does this say? Something along the lines of no entry, probably. Where should we go next? What's this one? Why are the error codes so complicated here? They seem to have more black borders around themselves. Why? You're thinking too much. Probably just to tell you that you can't go this way yet. Check out the other side first. What the fuck you mean? I did. Wow. I was like, what the heck is going on? Theater hall. It just seems like an ordinary theater. Commander, you should never let your guard down. Yeah, because there's nothing to explore anyway, so might as well. After a night's rest, Alan and her squad resumed their exploration. Why do I feel like I've seen this before? Whatever, it's probably not that important. So continue down the corridor, a magnificent building looms ahead. Looks like it's a theater? The electronic sign over there reads, "This is a Constellia Theater." The next play is... garbled text? Seems that its owner doesn't want to give us a preview of what will happen next. Sometimes the little surprise can be quite pleasant. Don't you agree? Never mind. It's kind of like the theater from, Then I was where I live with. Ah, shit. It's one of these things. Also, this is where this comes from. Because I fought this thing in PPC and I'm like, where the fuck does it show up? Because I haven't gotten to it yet. I see. Storm through an ornate corridor. Door with depictions of storms, sailors, angels, and demons carved on the walls. Create a magnificent side of a circular theater. The center of the stage, a peculiar mechanoid stands in silence. Hamlet? How? I rush onto the stage and start to carefully inspect the mechanoid. Hamlet? What is that? Hamlet is the name of the WJA's holographic AI theater play machine. Oh, wait. So what? Is this like a replica of it? It's equipped with the latest theater performance technology, capable of delivering a fully immersive experience. However, it hasn't seen widespread commercial use due to its high cost and technology's relative immaturity. The only existing one should be kept in the Science Council. Then this one. No, this isn't Hamlet. It's another virtual stage device that looks very similar. After expecting the mechanoid, I look wings to the arrows indicating there's no danger present. What in the world do they want from us? I couldn't care less about watching it play here. Both the back door and side door are locked, as well as the corridor outside. There's no way out. Heavy dull thud, the front door to which they had entered is also slammed shut. Now it leaves you no choice. From the box behind the mechanoid, Isla retrieves a pre-prepared connection device said to clearly meant for their arrival. It's probably a plane that we need to watch. It looks like only one of us can connect with it. I can give it a try. Seeking volunteers, but Lena pulls her raised hand down. I told you, a commander should not recklessly. I'll do it. I've taken part in the calibration and operation of Hamlet many times. I have plenty of special memories about this type of virtual stage. Moreover, I'm very familiar with this upcoming play. A wistful look appears on Isla's face, eyes sparkling with nostalgia. It's a story about a knight. Oh, that's where this stage comes from. Because I also fought in this for, it was some endgame thing, but I don't remember. I see. This is where this is. Wait, what? Oh, am I just supposed to fight the mob? I'm trying to think. Trying to lock onto him, guys. I think it's dead. Oh shit. Wait a second, can't you see the trees in the background moving? Fully indulged in the play. Alright, I'm up for the challenge. Fly not, cowards of wild beings. Single body though you flourish more arms than a giant, you have to reckon with me. Oh, brave knight, you won't be alone forever. From now on, I shall fight by your side. Oh god, nope.
イマジネーションに共感しなさい
Should at least remember
気
that
間違っ
fight.
ちゃった私の
Guess
真
that,
髄
I remember.
見せてあげる
Just like the good old days from when I started.
インスピレーションエクスプロージョン
As I thought, once the enemy's defeated, the background will return to normal. Thank you, my comrade. But I cannot stop just yet. The more await me to bring them justice. Is that why we're dealing with the whole windmill? Is he such a knight in your eyes? Challenging the absurd world alone, charging against the cruel reality? He's always been doing so. Ophelia. Or Ophelia, proudly. The sun has risen. I'm ready, my lord. But the end of this duel is already destined. That I shall vanquish you just like that knight who claimed to be Don Quixote. Before our swords clash, you can at least tell me if I am that Don Quixote whom you said you vanquished. To that I answer you, that I cannot be certain. Still, just as I mentioned, the outcome of this duel has already been decided. Whether you are a hero or not, what's there to chase after the title of a loser?
インスピレーションエクスプロージョンインスピレーションエクスプロージョンイマジネーションに共感しなさい私の真髄見せてあげるキャンバス準備完了えい書き間違っちゃったドローイングタイムこの色で未来を塗り替える
I will not allow you to take your helmet off. Look me in the eye and tell me if I am that Don Quixote whom you said you vanquished. Do you really wish to lift the helmet of truth? What truth did he see in your eyes? Would that be the final straw to end this tragedy? Light it, definitely. Nothing can stop a knight from going his way. Not even a wall of a castle. Let my armor and thee compete. Only one shall prevail. Need my help, my lord? I now shall rely on his own strength. For a matter so trivial, you should let your comrade clear the way for you. Is this the power of a wizard? Has my bravery become so well known that they must kneel to greet me? What? Ah, shit. Here we go. It's this thing. The knight in full armor they must be kneeling to. Behold, his gleaming shield and sturdy armor. None shall bar my way to the contest. I have a feeling. Perhaps he shall be my challenger ordained by fate. Illustrious knight, never sufficiently extolled Don Quixote. I am the Knight of the White Moon. My heroic deeds transcend thine own. I come to do battle with thee and prove the might of thy arm. If thou dost vanquish me, my arms and horse thy spoils, the renown of my deeds transferred and added to thine. If thou fightest and I vanquish thee, I demand thou withdraw and betake thyself to thine own village, and live there in peace and quiet and beneficial repose, the same being needful for the increase of thy substance and the salvation of thy soul. As I expected, you have lost. You are vanquished, Sir Knight. Nay, dead unless you admit the conditions of our defiance. Such is the ending of the original story. He lost to his enemy and the reality. No longer dressing himself a knight, he lived the rest of his life without putting his hand to armor and sword. But will you give him such an ending? This place. The curtain on the stage has descended. She found herself still walking in endless darkness. Shards of light spread from the edge of her vision. Reaches out her arm, trying to touch those drifting, glowing particles. Countless memory fragments flash across her mind. A labyrinth of memories that is Tower of Babel built for the girl named Isla. Seemingly realizing why she's here, Isla takes one step forward and plummets into the bottomless lake. With a crisp snap, a scene unfolds in front of her, as if an old movie projector starts playing a film. Studio illuminated only by a desk lamp. Someone gently pushed the door open. Isla, you've been working for 3 days straight? Chairman Allen, what happened? The members have been telling me that they've heard sorrowful cries and strange crashing noises coming from this studio. It frightened them, so I decided to give it a little investigation. Is that so? Are you drawing manga? Yeah, I've been working on it this whole time. All the Golden Age manga works available in Babylonia's library are piled up at the side of her desk. In the center there are some sketches that haven't been colored yet. The trash can beside her feet is stuffed with crumpled balls of paper, even more scattered around the floor. It's great to see you exploring different interests. How's your preparation for the art exhibition 3 months from now coming along? Art exhibition? Did this slip your mind? The WGAA is hosting a major art exhibition at Babylonia Salon in 3 months. It takes place once every 2 years. You already signed up for it before your last archaeological mission. The association will locate a special section with high exposure for new artists. Your previous works were highly praised within the community, so quite a few big names are eagerly anticipating your new creation this time. Big names? I see.
Once I'm done with the current task at hand, I'll do my best to prepare for the exhibition. But before that, there are things she'd like to take care of. As time flies by, the day for another surface mission quickly approaches. Ayla, you signed up again for the mission this time? Good to see you, Orpheus. Seems like those things from before aren't bothering you anymore, huh? Is that a smile on her face? Even the girl herself couldn't discern the shift in her mood. And it feels like a lifetime has passed as she waits for the transport craft to land. Lowers her hand, gently clenching the item hidden in her arms. It's what she spent most working on. Answer she's attempting to provide. She urgently wants to know if it's correct. It's worth her continuing to pursue that wish. Even a tiny bit of acknowledgement would suffice. Once again, her imagination takes flight. Imagine that girl's eyes filling with surprise and joy. Imagine the comment she'll make about this work. Even though she has reminded herself countless times that reality may disappoint her, she's not walking on a path with a predictable end, but a labyrinth where there may be no way out. Furthermore, the first turn one takes in a labyrinth often leads to a cold dead end. The settlement was attacked by a corrupted half a month ago. Many facilities were devastated. Reconstructing the site will be extremely challenging. What about those people living here? Did anything bad happen to them? We were lucky to have some members of Babylonia's task force stationed nearby, which bought us some time to conduct rescue operations. However, the sudden assault by the corrupted caught us off guard. Fortunately, we couldn't save everyone. I see. I'll look around nearby. She enters the ruins, greeted by the heartbreaking sight of what was once the boys' playground, now reduced to devastation. A small shelter where the girl had been living is nowhere to be found, leaving no mark behind. Despite spending all her spare time on the surface, exploring the nearby conservation areas, she still couldn't find any trace of that girl named Millie. Perhaps she had been rescued. Maybe she had been really located elsewhere. Maybe she had left with her father before the assault took place, moving to a new home. Seems that my promise to her won't be fulfilled as quickly as I had hoped. Myriad changes could happen in an instant on the surface. She's well aware and has long been prepared for it. She shouldn't let it upset her. As long as the ending remains uncertain, she should keep her chin up, continue down her path. She's gonna find that girl and fulfill her promise. It's her choice, her determination. Her journey's merely seen its beginning. Still. Ayla, you've been staring at that canvas for days. When are you gonna start drawing? There's only half a month left before the exhibition. You gotta turn in something. Anything will do. Many big shots will be at the exhibition. We can't screw this up. I know. That's why. She used to have inspiration striking her like lightning whenever she picked up a brush. That feeling is too far away for her to grasp now. She can no longer find herself fully immersed in her creation before the canvas. Even the colors on her palette seem tainted. She's still brimming with ideas and thoughts, but a question has been daunting her. Or haunting her, impeding her from placing her brush onto the blank canvas. Will this become a good piece? The more she tries to present her best self, the stronger the urge to run away becomes. This is her second chance to make amends for that regret. She doesn't allow herself to fail. The efforts the associations put in, the expectations from her seniors, the admiration from her peers, the judgment of the viewers, the standards she holds for herself. She must bear these as she presses forward, never realize that the world is far more vast than the little space she and her friend used to share. However, this determination becomes a shackle, stifling her ability to express herself. This isn't going to work. I can't turn in a painting like this. She locks herself inside the studio almost every day. Creation is never just a matter of time. Ayla, if you keep this up, you're not gonna make it. Get that you want it to be perfect, but it ain't gonna be a cakewalk every time. There's no time for more trial and error. Did you save any of the stuff you worked on during these days? Seriously? Not even one piece? How about your older pieces? Anything that hasn't been published? Don't fret about whether they're finished or not. We can list some help to polish them up. As long as the piece itself is good enough to exhibit. Hold on a minute. Didn't you complete a manga piece some time ago? That should work. Hurry. Let's make 50 copies of it. You can spin it
As the WGAA's rising star experimenting with a new form of art, there's always room to adjust the marketing strategy.
But I didn't draw that manga for the exhibition. There's no way the viewers will enjoy it.
Perhaps those big shots might appreciate a change of pace. You never know. It's our last-ditch effort, and all we can do is take a gamble. She knows the manager was only trying to console her. As he takes away the copies of the manga, she can already anticipate what will happen. In simple terms, she screwed it up. Many don't understand why she chose to submit such a work. Even the few critics who always strive to be fair and objective have criticized their work, labeling it as childish and naive story with no artistic value. As the creator, Ella is expected to attend the exhibition for greater exposure and to engage with viewers about her creative process. However, she didn't make a single appearance until the final day of the exhibition.
I wonder what the chairman will have to say to me this time. Would I get expelled from the association?
The rising star, center of all anticipation, letting everyone down miserably, but it's surely casting a shadow over the WGAA. She sits on a bench near the salon, discreetly watching people coming and going, torn between whether or not to make her appearance. What are you doing here?
You are?
She turns around and finds a young person roughly her age, sadly older, asking with curiosity. The commandant uniform is a soldier who just recently joined the task force. His commander is currently on a break visiting the WGAA to look for a pen friend. After not finding the person in charge of the reception, the youth decides to pass the time by wandering around. Why do you think your work's not good enough? When she starts talking with the person, words come pouring out. She explains the whole situation about the art exhibition. The young commander poses that question to her.
That manga doesn't convey any deep thoughts or carry any artistic value. The critics aren't going to acknowledge it. Turning in such a work for this type of exhibition can even be considered an offense to art.
You can adapt to public taste, but you did what you wanted. It may lack plenty of things, but there definitely will be people who enjoy it.
You like it too, right? I would be really happy if you could do that for me. You're right. I did fail everyone's expectations by not completing the task they gave me. But an artist should never abandon their creation. It's a sign of disrespect to both the people who dislike it and those who appreciate it. In that manga, there were things I want to seek. That's probably why I didn't choose to sit back and give up at that time. Thank you. Sorry, I've got to run. I hope you can find the person you're looking for.
She waves goodbye to the commander and rushes toward the salon entrance. Though being accosted, she can still hear her heart pounding loudly in her chest. It's the last day of the exhibition, and the crowd inside the salon is considerably thinned. No one recognizes her as she pants her way into the salon. Nervously, she casts her gaze toward her own section. Finds no one staying there, as well as the 50 copies of her manga lying intact on the display table, seemingly untouched. The result, just as she predicted, is no longer a concern. As she picks up one copy, attempting to introduce it to people remaining inside the salon, a girl sitting behind the display table draws her attention. The young girl resembles a little bunny that has wandered alone in a strange forest, crawling up in fear and waiting for someone to guide her way back home. However, in that girl's hand is her manga, an image that starkly contrasts with the ambience at the salon. The brown-haired girl flips through the pages again and again from the beginning to the end, so the book possesses some kind of magic that draws you deep into its world.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Am I in your way? Did I break any rules here or something?
Only now that Isla notices the FOS uniform the girl's wearing. She appears much younger than the commandant Isla met earlier.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. I just want to ask you about this manga because you seem very attracted to it. You mean this? I guess I did get pretty into it. A friend of mine told me that attending this kind of exhibition could be a nice change of pace, so she got me a ticket. I thought she was talking about some Golden Age weapon exhibition. Turns out to be something I completely don't understand. I didn't want to waste my friend's gift, so I found a quiet spot to hang out. Then I saw this. It's the first time I ever learned about something called manga. It's quite different from the art I've heard from others. I see. So what do you think after reading it? Is this like an interview for guests? Well, let me think.
The girl appears to have mistaken Isla for a staff member coming to inquire about guest satisfaction. She pressed the manga copy against her forehead so Glee had found the right words.
I just feel so happy reading it. The author spends like 4 whole pages showing how heroes transform and kick the villain's butt in the end. The first time I read it, I was totally blown away. And, well, I guess I'm kinda jealous. Those main characters, they never back down from the challenges they face, and always chase after their dreams. I find them so charming and likable. Somehow, they remind me of someone I really admire. We're just thinking, maybe I could become someone like that too. I mean, the story is also really interesting, not too complicated or too basic.
I think she's getting carried away, and the girl hastily returns to talking about the manga, yet fails to hide a hint of dreariness in her voice.
As I read it, I couldn't help but think, if only this could happen in real life.
Ella has no idea about what this FOS freshman had been through, or what kind of reality she's trying to escape by coming here. But she likes the manga. She enjoys this childish and naive story. The intent Isla held during the creation of this manga resonates with her. Perhaps at this moment they have yet to recognize what they're truly seeking. Even though Isla understands that the fervor blazing in her heart may die out tomorrow.
To make a story more intriguing, creators tend to add a lot of fictional content. But a story is never just a story.
Isla walks close to the girl, gives a hand to guide her gaze. She shows that many of her creators like herself in the salon, each standing proudly in front of their works, trying to convey their thoughts to their viewers.
It's the creator's decision to how a story unfolds. Whether it's the warrior defeating the malicious dragon, the prince marrying the princess, justice prevailing against evil, or the bard singing praise of the hero. These are all fictional plots, but the intentions hidden behind are never fictional. Perhaps in real life the warrior couldn't defeat the malicious dragon, or the princess didn't see a prince come to her rescue. Yet people can craft such tales because they never relinquished those dreams. Even if those dreams can't come true in real life? Right. No matter how hard to achieve or how childish the dream is, no matter the inevitable failures one will face on this path, and the non-existent results that await one. Even then, I think these idiots who work hard towards these unrealistic goals shine the brightest of all.
As the last day of the exhibition comes to an end, Isla walks out of the salon while holding the remaining 49 copies of the manga in her arms. As a construct, she can easily manage to wait, but the copies pile up, obstructing her vision, making it a bit cumbersome to walk.
It's you. Thanks for your help.
Hand reaches out, relieving her of half the weight. Isla recognized the owner as none other than the command she spoke to earlier.
Did you find that person you were looking for?
The people from the association couldn't recognize their pen name.
So you don't know her real name? It's okay. I'm sure you'll find her eventually.
Is this the manga you created?
Yep. I'm gonna move them back to my studio. I'll create a better one next time and share it with more people. Both in Babylonia and on Earth.
Can I take one back with me?
Sure. Do you want my autograph?
Don't get yourself used to this celebrity attitude.
Come on, where's your sense of humor? Is this how you talk to your pen friend? You're commander at the task force, right? I'll keep that in mind. I'll be keeping an eye on you. Can't wait to see what kind of story unfolds in your life.
Thanks for the attention. By the way, I still don't know your name.
My name is... Wait. Actually, I'm not gonna tell you right now. You'll find out once I become the biggest name in the WJAA. When you come to me with this manga later, I'll give you my autograph, if you ask nicely.
The film comes to an end.
This is what you want to see.
She questions the darkness before her. A figure emerges from behind the curtain and approaches her.
Why did Icarus fly toward the sun? Did you spend all this effort reading the memory of my mind through this device, just to have a myth discussion with me? They had already crafted wings capable of aiding their escape from the labyrinth. They had discovered how to defy gravity and realize humanity's ultimate dream. But why did he fly toward the sun, knowing it would lead him to his demise? Myths are narratives created by humans. They fear the sun, yet still hold an insatiable desire to conquer it. Hence the story of Icarus. He could have flown all the way to Sicily, safe and steady, but he didn't choose to do it. Then, was it even possible for Icarus to conquer the sun? I don't know. The story didn't The storyteller didn't say it, did they? But the storyteller must have already held an answer in their heart. Maybe, but the storyteller is dead, so the answer is nowhere to be found. No, you know the answer. You will know it. The traces you left on your paths, and the traces we left on ours, have revealed everything. I'll be waiting at the end I've reached. I'll be waiting for you to give me that answer. Interesting. So that was hidden stage. But what is? Ah, great. Oh, this. Okay. Well, I guess it would be hidden because of, like, I can't advance forward. Hey, I'm at 62. Nice. Yeah, I could go for a bit more. We'll see how far we can get. The nightmare. The Mechanoid vanishes from her sight as the darkness gradually recedes. This time her consciousness is finally brought back to reality. Seiko, who had been focused on the terminal beside her, quickly stands up as she notices her movement. Are you alright? When you were connecting that device, you couldn't hear us. We had no idea what was happening to you. I'm fine. I just witnessed a piece of a brilliant theater play. And caught some memories that had long been tucked away in the depths of her mind. Glad to hear that. Sitting against the wall not far away, Lena also hears the noise and glances in their direction. Someone kept pacing around you, thinking you'd get stuck in that device. What sure made my head hurt. And someone got so antsy that she even started a countdown. You know, this device before you? It's fake Hamlet. You'd be blasted to pieces 5.5 minutes later if you hadn't come back to us. I just didn't want to waste all my time here. Sorry for worrying you all. Thank you. That girl who once stood behind a display table with dreary eyes is now a commandant fighting on the battlefield, seeking her own guiding light as she forges ahead. Even though they still experience moments of uncertainty, even though they've stumbled countless times, the fervor blazing in their hearts has never waned. But what about the figure concealed in the shadows? How long has he been searching? What loss and experiences have compelled him to place his faith in the visitors to this place? Has he been journeying all alone through countless questions and regrets? It's not like I did anything. I just suddenly feel very lucky that we could team up and fight together like this. To be me smiling, a smile, Isla lifts her head, tucks some hair behind her ear. Well, the curtain has fallen. The play has come to a successful conclusion, which means I passed the trial, I guess. About the intention of the mastermind behind the curtain, I think I may have picked up some clues. So, what's the plan now? You've been staying around here for nearly an hour and nothing's changed so far. No? He turns her head to glance at Adita's side door, almost as if in response to her gaze. Guiding lights illuminate beneath their feet, creating a pathway that stretches from the stage toward the dark end of the corridor behind the door. Seems like they've even set up the sightseeing path for us this time. Whether we can find the answer we seek at the end or not, we must keep pressing on. The corridor leading to the next exhibition hall is darker than the ones they've traversed. As their footsteps, the only source of light comes from the guiding pathway stretching forward. As they venture deeper, vibrant greenery starts to infiltrate their sight, making them wonder if seeds had accidentally found their way into the cracks of the city and thrived in this great forest of concrete and steel. The luxuriant green leaves appear to be shrouded in a faint mist. You can even hear a gentle rustling sound as the wind brushes against the foliage. I didn't expect to encounter such a view inside the museum. So the next hall is a botanical garden? There are quite a few species here. This is a garden cotton. There's a palm tree, and over there is a bird's nest fern. Why does this seem a bit disorganized? There's also a sage and hydrangea. You seem to know a lot about plants. Well, you know, botany is a common theme for painters. I just happen to have done some research on plants. A friend of mine had a great passion for flowers, but she went to somewhere really far away. When I helped her return the book she borrowed, I found a whole collection of botanical illustration books among them.
Unfortunately, Green Thumb is not something everyone has. Every plant she touched seemed to wither away. I tried to help her out with various solutions, but none of them really worked. If she were here to see these, I really shouldn't dwell on that right now. How should I put it? I guess my eyes are too accustomed to battlefields and lightless sculptures. Seeing these just... Huh? It's a bummer that these aren't real plants. They're fake ones made of biomimetic materials. What awaits them at the end of the path is neither a magnificent theater nor a glamorous exhibition hall. All you can discern are the vague outlines of swaying tree shadows and the artificial sunlight flickering in between. These are enough to trigger a vivid memory from her past. No, this is Pulia Forest Park. Ah, okay. Yeah, I was kind of wondering if that was going to be what the big tree was supposed to be, considering we mentioned it. Ah, shit. No, please don't make me fight the twins again. Please. Anyone but them. The mere mention of the name brings about a profound silence among all, burdened with the weight of its past. Marks the onset of the most significant crisis in human history. From the depths of that deceptively innocuous forest, calamity erupted, nearly shattering the hopes of all humanity. Welcome to Pulia Forest Park Hall, a place for life. Oh no, okay, that was gonna be upside down again. I'll be honest, I'm actually quite scared for this. I didn't expect them to make it look so real with hologram bionic materials alone. Pulia Forest Park. Is this what it looked like before it turned into a Hetero Creature Hive? Electromagnetic signals seem to be emitting continuously from over there. Let's investigate. Oh. Is this a plant seed? Why is it here? This tree seems like the core exhibit. It doesn't look like any species in the world. Is this some sort of embellishment? Okay, here we go. These light dots, are they fireflies? Is it your first time seeing them, Sika? I heard fireflies usually live near clean water. Perhaps that's why the ground here looks like the surface of water. Oh shit, I didn't read the last thing. Yeah, of course I can't need the fucking on. A power outage? No, the other facilities are still running normally. Seems like this is also a part of the design content. I have a bad feeling about it. No, please. Come on, don't do this to me. Okay, just hetero creatures for now. Is this how punishing hetero creatures are hatched? Does Cervantes know the whole story of Pulia Forest Park incident? I'd be surprised if he actually knew, because it's like, where would he have gotten that information?
Is it mimicking some flower? Or grass? Or both? Spread over the continent, they grew legs. You can only do this just by quick motion. Nobody wants to. I was trying to read the other thing, but I went by too fast. It's showing us the evolution of hetero creatures. Flowers, from plants to animals, from the ground to the sky. None of them seem to have been the best solution. Yeah, what's it mean? They found a new target. A target selected by nature. Humans. Or Hetero sapiens. As I thought, this is a demonstration of how hetero creatures have evolved. Which means the next will be... I hope this message can help whoever comes here later. Who in the heck is that? Please follow me. Oh, she could ride it. Okay. I was gonna be like, how is she supposed to be able to walk in the air? Damn, I didn't even realize I dropped some frames earlier. Shit. Whatever. It's only like 177. Fear should not be the only thing that is remembered. I made a personal decision to leave courage and perseverance here, in the hope that those who have passed away would not have to die again. Please move to the left for the courage to venture. The Raft of the Medusa. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go through this forest again. I hate this place, man. It was a disaster. Going across this forest to protect the flank of whatever elite squad. Stay alert as you move around. The peaceful scene was but an illusion. And this is where the real challenge starts. This is the beginning of the Battle of Pulia Forest Park. Sika, something only you can do now. Only I can do? Alright, I'll analyze the landscape first. Alright. I hope you weren't bragging. I know. There are many things that could be used as cover here. That means the enemies won't come this way, right? No, hetero creatures only act on instinct, which means the battle will likely take place here.
Maybe we can take advantage of the height difference? You know this tactic, take the high ground. That's one way to fight, but if we set up a feint attack to lure the enemy here. Maybe we can establish an even greater advantage. That's enough information. I'm creating a tactic model now. To protect our flanks, we're going to split into 2 groups. But that's the case. We need to worry too much, Sika. Let's pick the plan that you think is the best. Leave the rest to us. I hate trouble. Okay, I got it. You just scare both the left and right flanks, so we can help each other. Considering the right side will be facing a greater pressure, we should allocate our forces like this. Alternatively, we can set up an ambush at the central highland, but this is somehow passive. I like it when everyone stays together to overcome the obstacle. My bow will work better in this position. Let's ambush them. Not good. Cosmos may not be able to exploit this position. The other creatures can easily break through from here. How did you find out about this position, Sika? Because I've ran many simulations in the past. Some of them are quite similar. Your nerdy sounds like helping us after all. Just as I thought, if the enemies ever show up here, we'll be caught in a dangerous passive situation. Wouldn't that be a big problem to us? There's a risk that we'll face enemies from 3 directions. Recalculate that. Maybe split up would be better. Let's split into 3 groups. Lena stays in the middle so she can support us from afar at any time. Trojan, please defend the left flank with Captain Jack. Or Jean, because you'll be facing the most enemies. I need you to be ready to support them. Alright. Morris in position. Jack in position. Drones are ready. There be signals ahead. They're approaching us. Targets have reached the kill zone. Loading, pulling your force part withdrawal. Ah, God, no, please. Don't do this to me.
These people, their names are all on the list of casualties. A data port? Are we supposed to go through this in first-person perspective?
Let's take a gap. Alright, fine, loaded then.
Sorry, Garcia. I have to step in. I see. Wants us to experience this battle in their perspective. If all goes according to the real event in history, Cervantes want us to die once. Is he pointing us the way? I don't know your name, but thanks. Morris. Yuck. Dreiser. In that withdrawal, many didn't make it out of the longest arsenal. Even without the incident, it was hard to remain unscathed. Even Grey Raven had a hard time.
What are you doing there? Get to your defensive position.
I've been sent back to the moment before the withdrawal started.
You got any spare weapons? Mine snapped. Hope Grey Raven can get out all right.
Let's collect more information first.
He's... How long can we hold him for? 5 minutes? Someone told me humans would either go to heaven or hell after they die. Or constructs will go. Alright, let's begin.
We need to stun the enemies as much as possible. It's easy to say that. No matter what plan you come up with, we can't change what has already happened. The majority of the enemies come from the CPF. With the ruins nearby, we can set up a temporary defense point here. Deploy our forces and take advantage of the covers to hold the enemies off. We're almost out of ammunition. Even we gather all our forces here, it won't work. Come on, Lena. Miracles won't happen if you give up before you start. No, there's another way. The strength of the hetero creature lies in their numbers. We can cut them off in the middle and send some people this way. Jordan's great as assault, so she can lead this team while Lena snipes from behind. If the frontline forces can work with us, the hetero creatures won't be able to focus on both ends. Should buy some more time. Wait, maybe it actually will work. Risk the battle straightforward.
Alright.
I think we should send a team to flank the enemy from behind.
Very bold idea. may work. I'll send someone to help you, so go for it. Lena, you ready? Be careful not to shoot me. You better be careful not to let any hetero creature through. Hyla, I need you to defend this position. I'll stay with you too. Will this really work? Their destiny may have already been determined, but Iris Warbly never gives up. The frontline troops have engaged the enemies. Hold your ground until the main force is evacuated. You wait your order, Sika. The decision is yours to make. I'm counting on you, so better do a good job. Move the engine to position 1 and 2. Enter position. I got this. That was the problem with it. They just kept going on and on and on. Their creatures appear where the commando team hides. Support team member Leonard decided to divert the attention of the enemies by sacrificing himself in the process. Great job, commando team. Focus fire on these hetero creatures. Am I taking damage? Oh shit. I guess because of the exhaustion. Oh, and it's... Oh shit, I'm in a poison zone. Shit. Oh, that's what they're doing. They'll be stranded for 688 seconds and counting. And then core damage. So every time 1.5 years. Holding position. We can still fight. Survive. We're all going to survive this. Babylonia, do you copy? I'm the last survivor on my team. Stalled the enemy for 1,246 seconds. We won't be able to provide any further cover for the evacuation. Please launch the Longness Arsenal immediately. I repeat, launch the Longness Arsenal immediately. Oh, am I leaving the area before to deploy it? Is that what it is? Yeah. The towering trees touch towards the heavens and blazing tirelessly. Even for a recreated projection, it feels too realistic. The details are so incredibly convincing that it feels as though the person recreating them had witnessed the incident firsthand. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because it's like, we knew how far the extent Babylonia had taken a hit from this attack. So it's like, where did they get this from? The construct who had actually lived? Because there's no way he would have actually been there, right? The projector flawlessly simulates the most realistic visual image. For that immersive environment, you can almost smell the pungent odor emanating from the burning biomimetic skin. See the billowing dust as it spreads from the explosive blast. Dark skies ablaze, painted bright red by the fierce flames. Below, a lifeless, scorched land stretches out, devoid of any signs of vitality, as the raging fire in the thick curtain of dust. The battle of heroes becomes frozen in time, resembling a paused scene in the film. Among all the recreated scenes showcased in the previous exhibition halls, this one stands out as the most poignant and tragic of them all. Before their eyes, a radiant light shield illuminates. Its brilliance captivating their gaze. With a single step forward, they hold the power to breathe life back into the stagnant realm of time. She gazes ahead, the past memory and the present view begin to merge and intertwine, overlapping in her eyes. She's overwhelmed by the scene unfolding before her, the remnants of her composed facade shining into fragments of her vulnerable and exposed. Back when she was still a student at FOS, sent to the battlefield as a support, filling the void of manpower on the front lines. For the confines of that base, her knowledge of the front line was solely derived from battle reports transmitted through the terminal. In case of logistics work, she never had the opportunity to apply the military theories and commanding tactics she had diligently committed to memory. Location of the next airdrop. Wait, the Corruptor are advancing at a slower pace than initially expected. We need to recalculate the coordinates. Level of corrupted activity we detected falls significantly below our initial estimates. Which Vanguard squad is currently engaged in combat at the front line area B this time? Grey Raven. No wonder. This encirclement operation is poised for success. Get ready to welcome our heroes back. Underestimating our enemies is a surefire recipe for disaster. The battle's far from over. Stay vigilant and closely monitor the situations unfolding in other areas. Don't forget to double check our supplies. Make sure not to confuse the different types of ammunition. Not every squad possesses the prowess of Grey Raven. And don't expect the kid who hasn't even set foot on the battlefield to flawlessly execute every task. I wish I could. Why are you spacing out? Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I got carried away. I was just wondering when I'll get the chance to go to the front line. Don't dwell on things beyond your capabilities. You should prioritize and focus on the task at hand right now. Upon hearing the officer's words, Seeker feels her cheeks burning in embarrassment. Holds her head, clenching the assignment less tightly in her hand. What you're doing right now holds far greater significance than you might realize. We're ensuring the front line receives crucial battle supplies and gear, carefully chosen based on the lessons we gleaned from past battles. Hold your horses and maintain your patience. Remember, everything you learn here will eventually serve as invaluable assistance when you step into the actual battlefield. Yeah, I mean, she's not wrong, it's true. All that prep stuff, all the organizing and stuff, in some way it will help build onto it. Roger that. I just want to actually achieve something. When the battle at Pulio Forest Park began, students lacking field experience were barred from participating. What she could do was stay up through the night tracking the progress on her terminal, while instructors set aside their teaching materials and rushed toward Command Central. Through the visual data transmitted from the front line, she experienced the harsh nature of war for the very first time. There was nothing she could do. In the face of adversity, she felt an inappropriate sense of envy welling up within her. She couldn't help but harbor deep envy toward heroes like the Great Ravens and the Strikehawks, who consistently saved humanity and still hope in everyone. However, she couldn't shake off the feeling of shame that accompanied such thoughts. Like her, the heroic aura emanates from their unwavering conviction and commendable accomplishments. She possesses nothing more than the title of a hero's daughter, that amidst constant comparisons and unrelenting expectations. Despite her efforts, she finds herself unable to ward off the skeptical glances and doubting expressions directed her way. She yearns to be deserving of the title Chief, regardless of whether she truly deserves it or not. She aspires to live up to those expectations, which drives her to make desperate efforts. So by constantly pushing toward the person she admires, she can eventually become the hero of her dreams. Her However, when she truly examines herself, she sees nothing but an empty shell adorned with an outwardly radiant glow. Everything I said just now, I didn't say it as a chief of staff, as one of your teachers from FOS, if you will. You'll not figure out what you really want going down a path walked by someone else. She's never certain about what she truly desires to become, merely pursuing an elusive fantasy without a clear direction. So you've only known her for a few days, even her teammates can discern her recklessness and immaturity, as then to place their trust in her. She met Isla again, the unwavering determination and conviction in her gaze remained intact, reminiscent of the time she had encouraged her years ago in front of the display table. The more she journeys through these reflections of her past, the clearer that ambiguous thought in her heart becomes, gradually taking shape and gaining definition. Undeniably, our Warbler is a challenging squad to handle. Each member walks to the beat of their own drum. Trust is lacking among them. The commandant proves to be an inexperienced and disheartening novice. However, perhaps this unconventional path is what suits her best. Even then, I think these idiots who work hard toward these unrealistic goals shine the brightest of all. Sika's eyes settle upon Isla, stands at her side, gripping her gun lance with determination. Isla gazes up at the magnificent blaze consuming the giant tree, the fiery spectacle reflecting in her eyes. Until this very moment, she still doesn't believe that her admiration for heroes is misplaced, but I just suddenly feel very lucky we could team up and fight together like this. Her admiration for heroes remains a guiding light that illuminates her path forward, and ultimately propels her forward toward her true goal is.
I was right. We're not Grey Raven. I made this mistake once, so I'm not going to shackle myself again by blindly treading in the footsteps of others. Lena, yeah? I know you don't trust me yet for good reasons. I acknowledge that given my current state. I don't deserve your trust. But I'm the Aris Warbler Commandant, and you're my teammate. Whether you like it or not, we'll be in each other's company for quite some time. Someday, I'll earn recognition from you, Trojan, and Isla. I'll live up to the title of the Aris Warbler Commandant. Now that we've heard all the fancy talk, the least you can do is give us some solid orders and make sure we win this upcoming battle.
She shifts, the weapon in her hand, eyeing toward the battlefield that lies ahead.
Of course. Ready to go?
Sika pivots toward the tree and continues to burn, her hand gripping the gun tightly.
Well, just when I was thinking I could finally slack off.
With her right smile, Georgia spins around alongside him. Her two Tonfas releases whips of steam, their turbo engines on the brink of activation.
Alright, this one's gonna be a real challenge. Stick to the Commandant's orders and give it everything we've got. For those who experienced that day firsthand, Pseudo Trial doesn't even come close to that calamity. It's precisely why we must emerge victorious in this battle. Humanity's already moved past these sorrowful memories and forged ahead long ago. The same applies to us. We must allow the shadows of our past to confine our progress.
Nala takes a stand at the forefront, proclaims with resolute determination.
Where are we? It's the tree we saw in the center of the hall.
Reconstruct the past through data port.
私の神髄見
Did
せ
we
てあげ
really
る
die just now? I hate to go through it again. I still couldn't change it in the end. It's foolish to try to change what already happened. Well, I guess I don't get to say that, since I agreed to your plan in the first place.
Were you also survivors of the evacuation battle? Our position was overrun by hetero creatures. Lost contact with the main forces. Still within the impact range along this arsenal. Let's get out of here first. The Mother's fragment should have already been retrieved. It's Grey Raven after all. Just hold on a little longer. Maybe someone will come rescue us.
What do they mean by longest arsenal? No way. The strike came after all the forces were fully evacuated. Still so naive, huh? Don't forget that they already lost contact with HQ. It wouldn't take much effort to log them as killed in action.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is the truth.
Because you would think of it as like they were eliminated. My infection level's already high. I'll beat them. Alright, Iris Warbler will protect you.
Done for. But you still have hope. Sorry, Kirk. Connor. I'm coming too. Enemy learn mission completed. Uptons. Gone are the header creatures and corrupted, emerging from all directions. Those seeking prey, as well as the echoes of roars and wails from the constructs filling the air.
Great, I've been here, but my earbuds died, so I had to charge them.
Oh, okay, no problem. What's up, Guardian? Glad you see you back at the stream. One knee planted on the ground, Nyla fixes her gaze upon the colorless construct stranded before. Fleeting moments before everything is consumed by the pale light emanating from the longest arsenal, stretches out her hand in a desperate attempt to grasp the construct's hand. The world succumbs to the enveloping embrace of silence as the projection upon the construct fades away, revealing its true form. Colorless dull, forever frozen in a singular moment, its arm outstretched toward the sky.
Don't get too attached. These are just shadows of the past. No one here can be saved. I know.
From the bottom of the construct, she discovers a data chip.
Another piece of memory data.
Seeking not to agreement with Violet, while Trojan leaning against her weapon raises a hand in a please gesture.
Well, it looks like it's my turn again. Leave it all to me.
She deftly inserts the chip into the data port on her frame. Confirming. Church of Machina time. Memory data status archived. Personality simulation status offline. Number of living signals detected within range 1. 2 hours, 60 minutes, and 23 seconds ago, Longest Arsenal strike plummeted into the forest, accompanied by a blinding white light that ripped through the night sky. At the heavy price of numerous lives, the Babylonian soldiers evacuated the deep crater resulting from the impact. Sharing the safe passage to the squad, they had procured a heterohide mother sample out of the forest. The location where the The CPF-1 stood now lies as a pitch-black hole. As he navigates through the debris of shattered weapons and lifts the remnants of fallen constructs, as every step sends ripples through puddles of unknown liquid from the crater. Something abruptly halts his movement as he rises, causing him to lower his gaze. In surprise, he discovers a hand gripping the edge of his clothing, protruding from the piles of fallen soldiers and charred, fragmented wood. A strange roar escapes from its damaged audio module. The construct's head droops as he offers a sound. The marred living signals detected within range. 0. The desolate land no longer bears traces of life. The dog tag slips free for the construct's collar, catching his eye. In the faint moonlight, he sees the name inscribed upon it. Joyce. As he traverses the massive chasm, he diligently documents the names of every fallen warrior and collects their memory data. But the data suffered irreparable damage. Despite magazines and shattered blades have borne witness to the unwavering determination of the soldiers. They knew the battle's inevitable outcome, or if had a chance of return, yet they fought until the very end, clinging to hope. So he's just been able to access their memory data. Forced at the edge of the colossal crater, untouched by the blast, he discovers a discarded backpack, seemingly lost by someone in the frantic rush to escape. Scanning the ground, the items are spilled out of the bag, mostly provisions, tools, and survival medical supplies. He recognized the familiar traveling gear, reminiscent of the belongings he has seen on the lifeless bodies of numerous scavengers strewn along the roadside. And this is... Picks up a square card lying next to the crumbled dry food, an aged yellowed ID card. The identification code on it has become unscannable. You can only make out a faint image of the holder's picture, the symbol adorning the back of the card. Biotech Co. Ltd. The backpack bears a ominous smear of dark blood, suggesting its owner is visually attacked at this very spot. Despite their injuries, they must have the strength to drag their wounded body out of the forest, leaving a trail of distress behind. Tracking the trail of blood amidst the rustling grass, he presses forward until his gaze lands upon a blood-soaked bag, packed enough to fit within his grasp. Its edges show signs of wear and tear from countless uses, evident that this object was once created with great care and meticulous attention. Confirmed. Plant seeds. Hydrangea macrophylla. Widely known as hydrangea. Search keyword botany. As per your directives, I've curated a collection of flowers and plants that boast heightened survivability and are well suited for indoor cultivation. The majority of these selections comprise enhanced cultivars that have yet to be made available through official channels by the organization. Oh, my wrong person. The organization? Ah, the one that paid a visit during my absence. Indeed. Their intention is to establish a collaboration with you and undertake the responsibility of Concilia's greening project. I'll think about it. Will this do? Michel rises to his feet, brushing the dirt off his hands. He casts a fond gaze upon the humble field of flowers before him. Exuberant smile graces his face. It's the expression adorning Michel's face when he's been struck by a brilliant wave of inspiration. Yes. Every aspect concerning the frequency of watering, adjustment of the light environment, and fertilization methods have been recorded within these notes. Feel free to inquire me about the details any time. Regarding the assortment of flower seeds and bulbs, they're arranged from left to right as follows. Don't tell me the species yet. I'll find out as they gracefully bloom. Wouldn't it be fun to keep the excitement alive until the moment they blossom? As you wish. The weather today is truly delightful, isn't it? You see, once the flowers have graced the entire terrace with their blooming presence, the windmill at the apex of Constellia will commence its rotation. When the opportune moment arrives, the blossoms will be a fitting celebration gift to commemorate the city's new birth. In the present era, the seeds of an ornamental plant hold negligible utility in terms of human survival. Why do they still carry them around so dearly? Another question yet to be answered. Reconstructs the two humans' journey based on collected traces, and that their survival probability was nearly zero. If they pushed themselves to the limit, their escape from the CPF to this location would have proved insurmountable. Initially, it intends to return the bag of flower seeds to its rightful place, but in the end, he decides to tuck it away in his pocket alongside the RD card. Even though this action is deviated from his programmed behavior pattern. Confirming Church and Machina time. Initiating simulation number 237. Conclusion transmission in progress. Perched upon the furthest spire of the church, he stands tall as he is gazed across the panoramic view that unfolds beneath him. Regardless of how many iterations the simulation undergoes, the outcome remains unaltered. By one, the valiant constructs engage in bloody battles on the front lines would succumb to the PV. Its forming the mind is corrupted. Even the most resilient warriors would find themselves incapable of taking another step forward amidst the relentless onslaught of the plague. This world would descend into an abyss where only cycles of despair and tragedy persist. Yet amidst the gloomy clouds, he witnesses the radiant light of breaking dawn piercing through. A maiden in pure white soars across the sky, like a white bird unfurling its wings toward the flames. Bathed in a sacred radiance, soldiers teetering on the edge of death are all beckoned back. He witnesses the soldiers, awakened from the clutches of infection, trudging fearlessly toward their comrades. Like blue frost and bullets weave an impenetrable iron wall of defense around the maiden. A humanoid adversaries crumble in defeat, sent by pierced pale flames. He observes that feeble, still injured human summoning all their strength with the assistance of an exoskeleton to run at full speed. With unwavering determination, the human manages to catch the descending white bird, bringing from the constraints that held her captive. Oh, he was even there for that? Wow. Fully aware of the multitude of challenges awaiting them and the profound suffering they'll endure in the days to come, still choose to forge ahead. Once more, outcome deviates from my simulation. How? How did you manage to do all this? Despite the experiences he's encountered through his journey, the lingering question remains unanswered, leaving him in a state of heightened confusion and uncertainty. The resolute posture of the young girl she declared war against the eternal night was so radiant that it evoked memories of his teacher's countenance when he spoke at the lighthouse. Is this what you were pursuing, teacher? Without response to his questions, the ceaseless sound of wind. Confirming Church and Machina time. There's astonishment, the human who had been deemed unlikely to survive within a simulation has defied all odds and emerged victorious, starting a life anew within a reconstructed conservation area. While his initial purpose was to observe the aftermath of the disaster on humanity, his encounter unexpected and remarkable results. Even though it is a minor detail, the trajectory of reality once again diverges from his meticulously crafted simulation, which also means there's an opportunity for his lingering questions to be answered. I'll leave it to you. I've got this covered. Make sure things go where they're supposed to. That's what I do. This is... Human tightly clutches the bag of flower seeds. Oh, right! I forgot! Yes, the hydrangea seeds were his! Because he had promised his daughter that he would plant those flowers. And Cortez, that was one of the other two scavengers who survived, right? Because one of them had stayed behind to make sure that they would be able to slow the progress of the heterohive mother, while the other two had escaped. Damn, we're actually going back to them again. I was wondering if we were ever going to see how that ended. Human tightly clutches the bag of flower seeds in his hands, sinking to his knees. Right, because they had to be transported away right after, because they were the only survivors. Muffled cries emanate from beyond the wall, staying as faint as indiscernible sobs, escalate into unrestrained howls of anguish. I see. So he probably had to leave the backpack behind because he couldn't have been able to take it with him while he was taking his injured friend away. Somehow he's able to discern that those tears are not born out of despair. Rather, they flow as a testament to redemption. However, this perplexes him even further. Why could a mere bag of flower seeds cause such a reaction? I've been asking around, but nobody has a clue how this bag of seeds ended up here. It's like it came out of nowhere. Total mystery. I mean, a real miracle. But seriously, you totally caught me off guard there. Out of the blue, you started grabbing people left and right, firing off questions like a maniac. I've seen you like that for ages. I never imagined there'd come a day when I'd have it back in my hands. It's Something that means a lot to me. But that pack of seeds still firmly clenched in his hand, the man's tears have ceased. Watches if companion limp silver is settling down beside him. I know. After all these years, you still believe that your daughter is alive? I won't give up as long as there's still a glimmer of hope. Alright, I'm in. I'll stick by your side and see it through with you. By the way, those folks agreed to give you a little plot where you can plant these seeds. Getting them on board was a breeze after a quick negotiation. Gotta say, they're all pretty cool to chat with. Think you can lend me a hand and grab a shovel later? Mans have been acting up lately. Gotta be honest, man, I just don't get you. While everyone's racking their brains on how to score more supplies, all you're focused on is growing flowers. I don't know what lies in the future. Here's one thing I know. Once you plant seeds in the soil, they'll definitely sprout. If she's out there, alive and kicking, she'll know I haven't given up on finding her when she sees these flowers I planted. Right. That's just how you roll, Cortez. You have this way of shifting perspectives, even managing to get me all fired up. I want to ask you, what's that you're holding? Manga, man. Remember how we used to have a ton of those? After all these decades of it vanishing into thin air, I stumbled upon one right here in the conservation area. You believe it? I think a construct from Babylonia brought it here. The crazy thing is, it's not even a hot item in the market. So all it took was a little leftover soup to snag it. Seriously, the story's pretty interesting. Think Zack would be into it? I remember he's even got anime in his disc collection. Two of them share a glance, catching a glimpse of familiar nostalgia in each other's bittersweet smiles. If, in the future, humans do reclaim the Earth, these things will probably regain popularity again. By that time, I'll have the chance to open up a flower shop for my daughter. I hope that day will come. Hey, just so you know, you're up for some manga reading. There's a pretty fresh one stuck in the crack of the wall over there. Manga. Ah, I see. So that's where he first learned of Isla. Gives it the tiny booklet in his hand. Delicately reaches out to wipe off the dust from the cover page. Scanning Golden Age publication information. Category manga. No results found. Contrary to expectation, this isn't a manga published during the Golden Age, but a more recent work that has been freshly printed. Much to his surprise, there are still individuals out there who persist in creating works that many would dismiss as meaningless in this era. He opens the title page greeted by a captivating array of bright colors and an imaginative world. Every brushstroke carries a vibrant vigor and intense passion, as if it yearns to escape the boundaries of the page and paint the bleak, desolate city of ruins in a kaleidoscope of hues. This is... The title page also unveils the manga's origin, shedding light on its source. World Government Association of Art, Babylonia. Wow, so this is how it starts connecting. That's pretty cool, honestly. And again, nice to see how things ended up for Beardy and Cortez too, because I was thinking it was going to answer that before, but it didn't. But I like how they did that here. That was really cool. Again, that's the good thing about this game. They love to make sure that they tie up loose ends for other character story arcs, aside from the main characters. Alright, I think this will actually be a good place to end here, because it's almost like 10:30. I think I've done a good amount. Let's see how much it got. 72, nice! Okay, perfect. That's just the amount I wanted to get to, because we should actually be able to finish this one stream earlier than I thought I would need to. So I can finish this in one more stream, most likely. Because I didn't think I would actually get to like around 50% finished. I honestly thought it was still going to be like 25, but honestly, another great chapter overall. It went through both Isla and Sika and what they're both like trying to do, and like how their mindset has been before they have actually been like introduced. Actually going through a bit more of history and kind of learning a bit more of like the inner workings of like mechanoids, like through that fake Lady Chu and so many others that we've seen, and finally understanding why Savant has an interest in Isla specifically, even though she's only been doing missions on Earth with the archaeological team only a bit recently. So now again the question is, what does he believe she has the answer, and what is the what kind of question or what kind of answer will she give to his question? but still very cool overall. Again, I don't think we'll get through the whole thing with like Trojan and then Lisa's thing, because again, Lisa has her own chapter, and I'm assuming Trojan's gonna be much later or something like that. But again, there's still a couple things more, like what exactly was Kurano hoping to gain by sending a team here? Again, I assume it's probably like the two things that I mentioned before, but again, who can say? There's still probably a bit more that comes into play as well. Again, as to why they have to do it like so secret on the books like right now. Again, I only assume because it's like, since they already lost Luna, they have to make sure that they erase any traces of the project as a whole before it gets out in the open. But I don't know, we'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, shout out to Cardi Soble for showing up. Sorry we didn't get to chat much, but it's so good to see you here. Like I said, I'll see if I'll do one tomorrow, but don't expect it. Unlike today, where it's like I was definitely motivated to do it. I don't know if tomorrow I'll be doing one. But we will definitely still have the Saturday stream as always. Y'all already know it. And like I said, since spring break for me is next week, we'll definitely be doing even more streams. Hopefully longer ones, and we'll see what exactly we'll do from there. Because again, I do want to catch up on like this game since I have time to go through more main story, so then I can get more caught up to where the present chapters are, so then when we get to the next updates, I'll be ready for that. I did see that Brand has a story out now. Like, I think it's a companion quest again. So it's like, I'd be really interested to do that at some point. So I don't know if I'll do that like maybe in the next couple of days, or maybe I'll just find some time next week to do it, because it would just be a one-off Wolverine Radio stream. But like I said, I'll figure all those details later. But anyway, if you guys aren't already subscribed to the channel, following the channel, please make sure that you follow. Much appreciated.
お仕事はそこまで。さもないと私が力ずくで止めちゃうから。
Don't worry, I'll already get to it. Check out my YouTube channel where I post all the VODs and subscribe there as well, if you haven't already. Join Discord, you guys not already. Links to all those are on the channel. But this has been Xantos Vice. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. See you guys next time. We're out.
待って指揮官、少しだけそのままじっとしてて。もうちょっと。よし。今の風景ですごくいいアイデアが浮かんだわ。